Doesn't make any sense to you when I do everything you told me not to do. When you turn the corner, you feel for me. You can bet it's way too good to be true. So you say you can see through the cracks in my pain. There's a satellite image like a map of my brain, my brain. Too many voices drown the ones that need to be heard the most. Turn it down, turn it down. Turn it down, turn it down. Everyone's gonna get their turn, so there's no need to feel lost in the crowd. Turn me up, turn me up. Turn me up, turn me up. Yeah, let's be believing, let's be believing, let's be believing, let's be believing. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Yeah, let's be believing, let's be believing, let's be believing, let's be believing. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
There is nothing.
If that's all you really want it to be, better brace yourself for the hurricane we deliver. Best prepared for the winter. We can wake up the dead with the fury in our heads. We'll be running downstream while you're swimming upriver. It'll make you shiver. Too many voices drown the ones that need to be heard the most. Turn it down, turn it down. Turn it down, turn it down. Everyone's gonna get their turn, so there's no need to feel lost in the crowd. Turn me up, turn me up. Turn me up, turn me up. Yeah, let's be believing, let's be believing, let's be believing, let's be believing. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
All right, well, hey, it's Friday night. It's the pre-show activity over here. You can see I've been patching wildly over here on the patch panel behind me. Looks like Bernays Sauce is over here joining us. What's up, Bernays? Good to see you, man. So, yeah, man, here we are again, once again, Friday night. It's a pirate ship tonight, man. I'll tell you that right now. Well, I haven't obviously gotten your intros together, so, Epic Journeyman, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. Well, you know that I haven't got your intro together. That's one of the things I got to do right now. So why don't you come on in? And Rio, are you there? Come on in. Hey,
Hello.
Hey, there's Spencer. Ahoy, Spencer. It's pirate night.
Ahoy there, Mitty.
Arr.
Welcome to Pirate Radio.
You know what the next letter in the alphabet is after Q, right? It's R.
Arr. Arr.
That's right. And we're swinging in on ropes like Earl Flynn. If this was a group, I would be Earl Flynn. Because I am Anon X. Observe my 10-inch. And bend for the plan, my boys. Blend. There's buggery on the high seas, I tell you.
I see you looking at me, parrot.
Man, I'm telling you right now, you scurvy, tie that scurvy dog to the yard arm. Hold on a second. Rio.
There's a whole lot of lore there, man. There really is.
Rio, are
yeah.
you there? No, where's Rio? Is he there?
Yeah, I'm here.
God,
You gotta swing in, man. Come on, man.
God.
We're boarding the ship over here.
God damn it.
Can't hear me?
Now I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we got you. We got you.
We can hear you. No. I'm just getting us set up for our cyberpunk adventure here on the channel. And looks like Spencer and Bernays are the only ones over here flying the skull and bones. It's usually a pirate ship over here anyways, isn't it? Ah, there's Greatest Ever. What's going on, Greatest Ever? Ahoy! It's pirate night. You know what the
Welcome to the crew, matey.
Arr. That's right. We're swinging in like ropes, like I said earlier. We're not smoking ropes. We're swinging in on them. There's no buggery on the high seas going on around. Yeah. All right, hold on, man. Shit is literally out of control. I got so many windows open. I forgot what I was even doing. Okay, so hold on a second.
Hello, I'm from the U.S.
Hallelujah! How'd you have me walk? Oh, rip the shit like me. Oh! Hallelujah! Hallelujah, brother! Hallelujah!
Okay. Back to that. Okay, hold on. I got to get these other windows going here. Here, I'll tell you what. In the meantime,
Spencer says says hemp. The Constitution's written on hemp. It is. That's a fact. And the sails, the age of sail, were made out of hemp, and the ropes were made out of hemp. You were required, if you lived in the United States, to grow hemp to be a citizen at one point. That's
Well,
a fact,
the
too.
only reason it's illegal now is because of what's his name, Hearst.
Randolph
and-
Hearst, yeah,
Randolph Hearst and J.P. Morgan.
absolutely. In a conspiracy with the FBI head at the time. Yeah, they wrote all those articles about the devil's work of hemp there,
Reefer Madness
yeah.
is still the most classic propaganda movie ever.
Oh, it's pretty fantastic. I've never seen anybody play piano like that. Smoking weed, right?
Don't forget jumping out the window too.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's like everybody just suddenly wants to do the Charleston and play piano fast. I mean, they've smoked different stuff than I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's well, it was because the whole paper mill thing. That's what that was really all about. Because Hearst owned all those. He had the paper mills and the forestry. So not only was he involved with the newspapers, he was actually involved with making the paper the newspaper was printed on. So, and then the other side of it with Morgan, why he got involved was because of the oil, because the hemp oil burns better than petroleum oil. So they wanted to keep that out of the system too.
And to make matters worse for Hearst, he had just put a big part of his fortune into upgrading his paper mills and buying all these new mills, right, for wood pulp to make paper. When it came out how effective and how good hemp was and how renewable and how great it was comparatively, he couldn't have any part of that, right? Yeah, it's one of those true conspiracies. I mean, it's not like one of these ones that is a fake conspiracy. This one has facts all behind it. You can trace it all the way back and exactly how it happened, why it happened, and motive. More importantly, the motive behind it, right? Like we know the motive. We know it was all about enriching the people involved, but it was why they needed to do it. It's because it was going to devastate them if it, went to hemp at that point after putting all this money into the paper mills.
Well, yeah, even Henry Ford had the bodies of the cars made out of like a hemp composite. It was like stronger than carbon fiber, and there's videos of him smashing it with his sledgehammer and stuff. And they actually went after him for that too, because they wanted the hemp out, and that it was a big thing with Henry Ford where they were, he was like, they're trying to ruin me over this, because it was another thing that proved how great the plant was.
Well, in so many ways, I mean, other than the fact it gets you high, of course, cannabinoid oil and all these things, it really is like this gift to mankind in so many ways. I mean, it's this renewable resource you can harvest, 3 or 4 times a year to make your hemp rope and to make your sails with and all this other stuff. We're talking about the actual plant here, but not the the smokable weed, so to speak, but the actual fibers. And yeah, there's no reason. I mean, when you think about it, we sell the world on hemp. Literally.
Yeah, I mean, well, George Washington was a hemp farmer too. People don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, well, look how long the Constitution's lasted. If that was regular paper, sure, it's behind glass and stuff, but it's been handled by so many hands and stuff over the years, and it looks the same pretty much as it was the day it was written. So there you go. It's better than papyrus. Papyrus lasted thousands of years. So think about how long this and how enduring it would really be if our books were all printed on hemp and everything else. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, they'd be, they wouldn't disintegrate nearly as fast. All those old newspapers and stuff. I think how much more durable they'd be. I remember when I was in high school, we took a field trip to this really old church, and the floor was actually insulated with newspapers from the 1800s, and they actually let all of us take one page of the newspaper, but I think I still have it somewhere. Actually, it's in a closet or something. But I remember it was so brittle that if you like even flexed it just a little bit, it just turned into powder. And you look at these older documents that are printed on hemp paper, and they're still flexible and soft and durable, and not even turning brown.
Yeah, I mean, they're already kind of brownish to start with. I guess that's part of the problem. They're a little bit yellowed compared to the bleached paper, but I'm sure you can change that. We have modern technology and whatnot now. I mean, we're going to do it now.
Titanium dioxide will fix that right up.
There's like 45 people in the chat room over there. They're all saying hello to me. That's what I'm doing, and I got getting the rest of the show together. So I'm downloading this now. I just downloaded that intro. So don't forget, we got don't forget about Capn RON. Probably gonna be bringing up old Capn RON as a movie recommendation of the week.
What happened to your eye, Jimmy?
I got bit by a shark. I was mauled by a shark. All right, hold on a second. I gotta open this and open with iTunes, motherfucker. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I just messed up my shit.
You better unmess it.
We need the Mr. Bill sound effect here. Oh no!
That's not.
CPR Street Gang, this is R5.
What is that called? Hold on.
That clip? They called it
Bill.
Microcosm Intro.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I know what it's called. I didn't know what you called it.
That's what
and
I called it.
I don't see it in my iTunes either.
It should be right on the
All
chat window in Skype there.
I see it in Skype. I'm trying to put it in iTunes. Hang on. Anyway, don't matter.
Is the Reverend Green something? TV prayer. My name is the Reverend. Welcome to another hour. Green hallelujah. 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 Oh! Hallelujah. Hallelujah, brother.
You know what you do? Right at the end of the go, dum 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 dum.
All right. Okay. I guess I could try to play it. The thing is, I can't do nothing to it when it's in. I didn't think of playing it when it's in Skype.
Yeah, well, when you clicked on it and played it, I heard it, so it's coming out.
Yeah, it was on iTunes, but I can't find it in the menu there. It's not appearing there as though it's there. It's playing in iTunes, but it doesn't appear in all my music in iTunes. So, anywho, I'll try to play it straight out of Skype, and if it doesn't work, I'll move on. Let's see what it is. 52, so we got 4 minutes.
And don't forget, I can play from this one too if you need me to do something.
I would, except for I know what these weird things that are playing before the show are, and you don't. So you're not going to know when it's going to end. Because it'll seem like it ends, and then it'll go all over again. I'll play it twice. And so it's better if I do it. Otherwise, I would have just had you do it. The only reason I didn't is because I knew the intro will throw you off because of the way the weird shit that plays before our show.
You can't imagine just how I feel.
there's Pat Travers. Tried to believe, man. All right. Let me get situated. I had to roll myself a fat one.
I'm starting to see the appeal of Pat Travers band now. You know, back when they were popular when I was in high school. It was like, man, you know, I never got to hear the whole album. Albums were $5. $5 was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to pick and choose. You know, like Pat Travers band. You had like the light show on the stage. That one album's most famous album probably. And then I'm like, it doesn't look that appealing. You know, I'll go ahead and get.
Hold on. I got to get your intros together and stuff. And now my fucking headphone cable is messing up on me. That sucks, man.
It's an adult show, folks.
It is. All right, so hang tough. For some reason, this cable is just bothering me. All right. Okay, so we got about a minute before we got to connect. I got to get your intro. Hang on. Sorry. Why don't you shout out the chat while I'm doing this?
Which chat? The YouTube chat?
Yeah. You're not in the other chat, are you?
No.
Well, so then that would be impossible.
We got
wouldn't
Renee
it?
Sauce. We got Spencer 2. Hey, Spencer's greatest ever. We got John Nelson. Hey, John. We got the Rotman Ken. How's it going? We got Skipper Key Philo. I think I'm pronouncing that right. We got Mateo. Hey, what's up, Mateo? Haven't seen you for a little bit.
Hey, Mateo.
We got Pepe. You know, Piero Pepe Vassal. I think is how
What's
you
up,
say
Pepe?
it. Hey, she's coming to our Maui get together. I guarantee it for the hoedown, the lowdown here on Maui back in what are we gonna say? Maybe this summer, hopefully. And we got Rotman. Of course, we said before. Rio. I see that guy. I know that guy. Where do I know him from? Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Okay, get ready.
That's what we got right now.
We're coming up on it. What happened?
It's evil.
It is getting evil. Hold on. Okay, there's you. Hold on. Let me see where you are. Here you are. Hold on.
No, I'm not there. I'm here.
I know. Don't fuck with me now. It's all too late. It's too late. I am Anon X. Do not fuck with me. Okay, I'll be right back. Here we go, man. We get ready to click it and chick it. You guys ready? Apparently.
I guess we are.
Okay, here we go then. Old. What's old is new again.
Folks, keep your data safe for your peace of mind. Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here.
This is the people's war. It is our war. We are the fighters. Fight it then. Fight it with all that is in us. And may God defend the right.
Warning, warning.
We gotta stop them! They're gonna kill us all! See how the trouble you've started? Be they the government, be they industry, be they organized labor, be they anyone, or human beings. Time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, the #1 listener-supported talk radio station, throwing ourselves upon the gears of the machine. Revolution Radio, where information never sleeps.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Right, you tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Revolution Radio. All right, thanks for listening while we took that short break here at Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com. And yeah, we're going to get back to your host.
narco-syndicalist commune. We take it in turns to act as a sort of executive officer for the week. Yes. But all the decisions of that officer have to be ratified at a special bi-weekly meeting. Yes, I see. By a simple majority in the case of purely internal affairs. Be quiet. But by a 2/3 majority. Order you to be quiet. Look, you stupid bastard, you've got no arms left. Yes, I have. Look, it's just a flesh wound.
I don't believe I'm seen such a display of courage, skill, nerve, grace, stupidity.
Order you for that? Oh, what? Come here. What are you going to do, bleed on me? I'm invincible. You're a loony. The Black Knight always triumphs.
Welcome one, welcome all, and it is that time for Roundtable Live here at RevolutionaryFreedomSlips.com. Be rolling on till 4 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. New ideas, different hosts every night, different subjects every night. You never know what's going to happen right here at the Roundtable Live. King Arthur has nothing on us. We're going around and
Let's stand up and show how we feel. Hang high, band together. Hang high, through the night. Hang high, band together. And we always will survive. Reach for the
Hallelujah. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another hour of power. This is TV prayer. My name is the Reverend Ed Cash. Cash money, y'all.
And I'm Reverend Dr. Carl Pathos.
And we're going to double team your faith today.
Praise the Lord.
That's right. We're going to reach down into your soul and get you in the mood. We're going to get you excited. We're going to make you feel
I'm
good.
telling you, if all I had was a clock in my pants, it would be high noon right now.
Well, I think you need to keep that time to yourself, Reverend.
What's that? When do we take down the deep state? Aw, honey.
Hello,
What's
I'm
that?
from the U.S. government. Does something feel wrong in the world, but you can't put your finger on it? Are you yearning to fight injustice and be part of something bigger? Do you do your own research? If so, you've been chosen to participate in our new PSYOP, QAnon. PSYOPs are usually carried out by our intelligence agencies in countries we've invaded or whose governments we've overthrown, in order to convince the local population that we're there to help them. QAnon is just like that, except the target isn't a foreign population. It's you. And the government we're planning to overthrow is... Follow the white rabbit. At the heart of this PSYOP is Q, a government insider who will give you advance warning about major events. And if years of fake predictions start to get you down, don't worry. Trust the plan. Q-proof. Joining QAnon is easy because at its core there are some truths, like the media really does lie to you. But as you follow Q's droppings, you'll gradually LARP yourself deep into the rabbit's rectum, where you'll find others who yearn to fight injustice just like you. The 5G crew, the Plandemic crowd, the FEMA camps, and chemtrail folks too, all LARP together into a single LARP we can control. Where we LARP one, we LARP all. In exchange for all this entertainment and newfound sense of purpose. What's that? When do we take down the deep state? Aw, honey. The guy who exposed the real deep state is being tortured by it right now. And where are you? Oh, that's right. Q told you to trust the plan and have a big circle on Aiken. The Great Awakening. And that's the purpose of QAnon, to convince those who would normally be on the front line of fighting our to sit by and watch as we prosecute your truth tellers, purge your justice system, and rat this election. QAnon. Nothing can stop what's coming, cause you'll be sitting on your when it does. QAnon. Nothing can stop what's coming, cause you'll be sitting on your when it does. QAnon. Nothing can stop what's coming, cause you'll be sitting on your when it does.
I was born, 6 gun in my hand.
My name's Jimmy. It's Revolution Radio. It's Friday night. Wakey, wakey.
That's why they call me bad company, and I can deny bad company till the day I die. Till the day I die. If I survive. If I survive, I'll be barely alive. Every time I take a drink of whiskey just to get me by, I think of you. And every night that I don't lay down by your side.
It's the 15th of January, 2021. If I survive, I'll be barely alive. That's the Johnson brothers.
I'll be barely alive. Tell me what it is you needed me to say. Tell me what it
Great band. It's too bad they ain't around anymore. Another good band was Chung King and the Buddha Heads. BB Chung King and the Buddha Heads, that is. My name's Jimmy. I'm your friendly narrator through the revelation of the method that we call reality. It's Friday night. I'm here. I'm not alone. Looks like everybody's here. There's 44 folk hanging in the chat room over there. Looks like they got the lights down low tonight. Everybody's got the candles on. About to light me a stick of incense. I got myself a cup of coffee. It was so black. When I looked in there to see if the coffee was done, it looked like there was nothing in there because I saw the back of the coffee maker through the pot. So black, I couldn't even see any light shining through it. So, I'm going to tell you something. Santa Cruz Mountains. I've been up here all week. I've been up in the areas where the fires were. I saw what went on up there as far as what's left. A lot of damage, a lot of destruction. But it's not as bad as you might think. So the forests are not destroyed. The redwoods are not gone. There's some stuff that's, torn up. There's logs everywhere. There's logging trucks. If you're a logger, if you're in the logging industry, find yourself a way to find out who's doing this logging up here. There's a bunch of it. I didn't pay attention to the trucks because I'm not a logger. So, not planning on doing any logging anytime soon. But the reason I was telling you that is because when you got a fat black cup of coffee like that and you're in the Santa Cruz Mountains, the very next things that happens is you look at your wall clock that's stopped at 4:20 and you have yourself a quick 4:20 break. Mom's Jimmy, so it's good to see y'all here. You made it through the week. We're one day closer to the next day. We're almost, tomorrow's almost here, as you can see. And, tomorrow will be here in roughly, 50 minutes or so. So we may have a secret guest coming on a little bit later. I've heard some rumblings and I've seen some trendings. This particular person may stop on by. Well, I shouldn't say person because I don't even know if it is a person. It might be an AI at this point. There's no way to really know. But the one thing you can know is when you hear this. Epic Journeyman, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. Aloha. What's the surf?
Beautiful day in Maui today.
Was it? What's the surf report, man?
It was pretty smooth for the most part. A couple whales out there. Got to see. Not bad when you get to whale watch at work. You know, it's not bad at all.
No, it's not. Well, I'll tell you what. Seeing whales. Seeing whales is one thing. But listen. Listen to this.
Hey, say, Swap.
Man, what happened to your eye?
Ben.
Sweetie, that's rude.
Ah, that's all right. Shark attack, Swap.
A shark ate your eye?
Yeah, it happened when I went down off the coast of Australia. Better do it.
Capn RON lost his eye in a shark attack on the way over here. You know, the chat room is full, and it's so good to see you. Epic.
The scenery, the native dancers, and the charming song.
We can't go on. We can't go any further without
Something's wrong.
the man, the myth, the legend.
Now it's mambo, mambo Italiano, mambo Italiano, go Joe. You mixed up Siciliano, or you calabrese, do the mambo like crazy. And mambo, don't want a tarantella. Mambo, no more the mozzarella. Mambo Italiano, try an enchilada with a fish of bacalao.
Hey, Goomba.
Hey, Goomba.
How you doing, man? Good to see you,
Doing
Paisan.
Doing real good.
Yeah. So how's everything going with you guys now? You know, we got a lot to get into. We don't got much time, but I mean, I want to check in with you. So before I get to you, Rio, let's get back to Epic. So you had a good day watching whales. What else? Anything else you're doing today, man? I mean, people want to know. How is it on the islands? You know, are you feeling any pinch? Are you feeling any pain? Are you feeling any angst? Are they building fences around your?
There's no fences. No fences.
Is anybody planning on attacking the Capitol?
Maybe for no, actually no. I couldn't make a joke about it. Not at all.
I'll tell you.
I mean, it's not. It's so far away from any of that stuff that it's pretty fantastic. Actually, I appreciate it.
Plus, I tell you what, man. When you got Tongan and Samoan security guards, nobody tends to want to make any noise or make any messes or anything. You definitely don't want no beef when you go over to Hawaii, ladies and gentlemen. From any of the native people, they don't take kindly to any playing around. I know one thing, man. If you're a traveler in the IBW and you go over there and work, you know, you're working for native dudes. You know, it's a different world, man. It's not like working over here in sunny California. From what I hear, anyway. I've never personally been there, but I've heard stories. I've heard tell. Like you're a traveler, they look at their watch one day and they go, "Holly, time to go. You go home now, man. You don't want no beef. You don't want no beef."
You don't want to be on that end of the conversation for sure. No, if you're cool, man, it's all good, man. It's like the most hospitable place in the world. But yeah, you don't want no beef.
You definitely.
Sure. Don't come over here with no attitude, man. You'll be going home in short order.
Where's the beef?
I tell you what, man. It just reminds me of the story that I just got to tell it. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. So I worked at this club. It was a dance club, and, you know, they had, you know, strippers there dancing. And I worked there. It was a bar, whatever. And we had we had some door people, and they were Samoan dudes. And so, like, when you work in security, man, the first thing you should always know is you always wear a clip-on tie. Okay? whenever you're working a security job, you never have a real tie, because if you ever get in a scrap, somebody will grab the tie and choke you with it. So you only wear those fake ties that you could pull off. So they made this dress code, and they made the security guards at the club wear ties and white shirts. And so these two Samoan dudes, these brothers, were working there, and they didn't know about the fake tie thing, and they had actual ties on, and they were wearing like one of those, remember those skinny ties they were wearing for a while. So there's
80s
big giant Samoan dudes, they're the doormen or whatever. This scrap breaks out in the bar, right? And they're throwing these guys out. They're throwing the guy out that was in the scrap. And as he's throwing him out, the dude grabs the Samoan dude's the bouncer's tie and starts choking him off. And it was so funny because I was standing right. I mean, this is all going on like really fast, but he choked him off, and the dude didn't even choke off his windpipe or anything. The bouncer dude, he literally picked up a bar stool, because they had these high tables and these high bar stools. He literally picked up a bar stool. He had the dude in one hand, picked up a bar stool with the other hand, and beat the guy all the way out the door with the bar stool. So you definitely don't want no beef, man.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And the thing is, like, I don't know. It's a little different over here that way, especially with that kind of thing. You get the vibe right away. You know for sure that if you've crossed the line, you're going to know about it, man. It's like if you didn't believe in karma before you came to the islands here, especially on Maui, you're going to believe in it by the time you leave, man. It's like instant, man. It is. It's like the most amazing thing. I always got that vibe here anyway, personally. And I like it, because why do you think everybody's friendly to each other and does the right thing for the most part, man? It's because you don't want no part of that, right? You don't want no part of that just, getting on your wrong side there.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it used to be, like the Wild Wild West, man. Everybody had a 6-gun on their leg or whatever. So if you had a beef or you said something to somebody, you better be ready to back it up, And so people were a lot more polite on the street. For whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but I mean, people, back in the olden days, back in the 1800s, stuff like that, people seemed to be a lot more polite, didn't they? I mean, at least to each other. I mean, I know there's other things that went on there, obviously, racially and with slaves and all that, but I just mean in general. People just seem to be cordial to each other, just even...
Common courtesy, right, common courtesy.
Yeah, there seemed to be common courtesy, exactly. Common courtesy.
Well, that does still exist in the South in some places.
Does it?
Yeah. It's deep in the heart of Texas. There's some polite people down there.
Well, I guess it all matters. That's the whole thing. Is like, are you the type of person that can arrive somewhere, observe the situation, and act accordingly, or not? Are you some person that comes to somewhere and you don't pick up your trash, and you're rude, and you think people owe you something, that kind of thing. I mean, if you just you blend, that's the thing. You want to blend. You don't want to stick out, man. That's the problem. Everybody's trying so hard to stick out. Everybody's going to the extreme. So this dude goes, it reminds me of that Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's going against the bear, the circus. And the bear goes, whatever rabbit can do, Brutus can do better.
Oh, that was a great cartoon. I remember that.
That was
Brutus will dive into a glass of water.
Yeah, that was funny. So eventually, Bugs Bunny took advantage of that situation. And so, the thing is, it's easy to take advantage of a situation. Things get more and more extreme to the point, like, everything's totally extreme, and it's on whiteout, and people are just going numb. People's brains are going dead. It's like brain deadness. The whiteout. The brain dead of the whiteout.
It's isolationism, right? I mean, everybody's off in their own little world instead of being in it, and you're not sensitive and empathetic if you're stuck in your own world and projecting your world outward. And that's what seems to be happening in mass quantities right now.
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff to talk about. One of the things to talk about right now is one of the stories that's out there floating around. Or maybe we'll hold off until the other side of the break to get into some of these stories that are floating around out there. There's so much stuff to talk about. It's like, where do we begin? And let me just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the sarcasm meter is on 11 tonight right now. I'm telling you right now. I got the sarcasm meter right here. And Rio's got the spectrum analyzer over there. He's going to make sure you dials in the signal and gets rid of the noise.
Arr.
Arr. Hey, listen, man. Speaking of, how's it going with you over there in New York now? Are you under these intense police state measures, going from point A to point B with the testing and all this? What's going on over there? How's it going getting back to work?
Well, I have been finally released from my temporary house arrest and assimilating myself into society once again, thanks to the ridiculous measures imposed by the emperor. I've gotten back to work for 2 days and got out, and I'm still getting messages and phone calls from the Department of Health about my status and my situation and making sure I'm still healthy, and not like I wasn't healthy at all at any given point, but now they want to just keep checking up. It's like kind of an exit interview thing. I feel like I'm on parole now, but it's okay. So back to work. And
so how'd it go going back to work? I mean, how long's it been? You've been gone a couple weeks. Now you're back. How's it been?
Well,
how's it feel?
I actually left. When did I leave? I left the 18th of December for Texas and spent some time down there, and then I got back here and had to go through the quarantine situation, and that was. I actually did get out a day early because I, took the test on day 4 like I was supposed to and got my results 5 days later. So I got out on day 9 instead of day 10. I got a day off for good compliance behavior.
Well, that's good for you. Good because you I have to say, knowing you all these years, you are a good dude. You do good things, and you do good behavior is one of your attributes, you might say.
Yeah, I try to be a nice guy.
So
doesn't always work, but I try.
So what's all the hubbub at work? Any gossip going on since you've been gone?
Yeah, of course, come back and it's there's a lot of stuff waiting for me and that kind of thing, and we have we all discuss the political situation to some extent, and everybody's. I'm the crazy conspiracy guy because
Well, they know you're on the radio, right? So somebody you work with knows you do a show, and so I mean, what are they coming to you? Are they asking you about what's going on? I mean, what's happening? We got about 2 minutes left.
Well, I mean, we discussed the situation, here and there, and. I have one guy at work who's very much into the trusting the plan, and a few other people who not so sure there is a plan, and not sure what the plan is supposed to be, even if there is one or if there isn't one. It's all various levels of that. But
Well, all I know is from what I can see, I mean, the landscape, it looks like it might be time to move on. I mean, it might be time to move on from Q and move into RRRRRRRRRANon. How about that? RRRRRRRRANon.
I think I like that.
I know.
The next step to truth.
There you go, man.
It's time for RRRRRRRANon.
There you go. RRRRRRRANon, ladies and gentlemen. We're pirates. We're on a mission. I like it. RRRRRRANon. Where we go one.
Are you with us?
Watch out.
Yo ho ho, mate.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Bring up me hearties, yo ho! Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We extort, we pilfer, we filch and sack. Drink up me hearties, yo ho! Marauding and embezzle,
I like it.
hijack. Drink up me hearties, yo ho!
You know what? I'm running the skull and crossbones right up my flagpole right now, man. I'm telling you right now.
You're gonna go all 3-2-2 on us or what?
Well, no, I'm not going 3-3-2, but I mean, I'm just saying I support RRRRRRRRRANon. I don't know where he came from. He came out of nowhere. Like he came out right now, but here he is. Maybe he's Mr. Right Now. RRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR under the watchful eye of RRRRRRRRRANon. Booty for everyone.
Did you hear that?
I did. What was that?
That was Q kicking the can down the road again.
Well, I thought I didn't know what that was, but
Shiver me timbers! I thought it was a mutiny.
Tie that scurvy dog to the yard arm.
Walk a mile in my tennis shoes. Tina Turner gave me the highway blues, but I don't love nobody but you, honey. I'm a true rat for the things I've done. Second cousin to a son of a gun. I'm gonna wipe out your mama if she puts me on, honey.
Don't shoot me. I'm only the piano player.
'Cause I'm a midnight creeper. Ain't gonna lose no sleep over you. When there's a nightmare, I ain't there. Tempting you to.
All right, we're out of there. Just so you know.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and
Okay.
Grammarly.
Yeah. So, all right. So you back?
I take off for a second. I'll be right back.
What about you, Rio? You here? We got a great chat. We got a great chat room over here going on too. We got almost as many people over here as we do over there. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
we got between the two of them, we got what do we got? It's almost 70 people going here.
all right. Hang on, I got to get this queued up. Stone. Oh, that's all too much, man. It really is. But you know, hey, man, we gotta have some fun, don't we? Isn't
That's
it?
right.
Isn't it about having just a little bit of fun?
Well, if you don't have fun, then you know you're not having fun.
That's right.
And the only reason to be here is to have some fun.
Exactly. If you're not having fun, well, who knows? There's some lights shining through the helicopters are outside my window pane.
Uh-oh. Are they the big black helicopters? The ones that shake the windows when they fly overhead? Actually, I had, believe it or not, about 2 days ago. Tuesday. Tuesday, there was like 4 of them, big choppers flying over my house. And they come over here once in a while because, West Point isn't too far away. But for like a half an hour, it was like actually hurting my ears because all I heard was this deep like thump, 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 thump from these choppers. So I don't know if they were onto me or they just happened to be chilling out in the neighborhood or what, but they were hovering for a while over here.
Okay, I'm ready, Freddy. It's time to go back on Jack. We're not going straight into the pirate thing, but we're gonna go pretty quick into it. Okay, but hang on a second. I can't find my Skype screen, which is really frustrating because I can't. Here we go.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
During the 57th Inauguration Day ceremonies, Washington, D.C. is struck by a low-yield nuclear weapon, killing David Adams and most of the U.S. colonies. The destruction of Washington, D.C. effectively breaks the chain of succession, sending the nation into chaos. In an emergency vote, the European Union deploys peacekeepers in the greater DC area to secure international interests. With separatist sentiment rising, California's governor declares home rule and secedes from the Union. Texas follows quickly and declares sovereignty, taking neighboring states with them and forming the Republic of Texas. Now.
My name's Jimmy, it's Into the Microcosm. Revolution Radio, we're fully listener supported. Step on over there, become a patron. Go to the Zazzle store, and if you feel it, send a piece of snail mail. You can find the address down at the bottom of the page. It's Pat Travers.
You can't imagine just how I feel. We talked it all over. I say, what's that deal? Oh, I thought you were my friend, but you don't even know how I feel. Well, I just can't live like this, and I'm sure none of this can be real. I tried to believe in your love, but you let me down just in time. I wanna be free as I love.
Pirates fight for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, yo ho. A pirate's life for me. We extort, we pilfer,
RRRRRRRRANon.
me hearties, yo ho. Maraud and embezzle and even hijack. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, yo ho.
Hallelujah, brother.
Hallelujah.
For me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, yo ho. A pirate's life for me. We extort, we pilfer, we pillage and sack. Drink up, me
Arr.
maraud and embezzle and even hijack. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Tie that scurvy dog to the yard arm. Tie that scurvy dog to the yard arm.
They make you walk the plank.
I'll make you walk the plank. I'll make you walk the plank. I'll keel haul you, man. Don't make me keel haul you. No, seriously. Yeah, man. Actually, you know, it's an interesting kind of thing, though. All in all, because you know, it is a pirate's life. You know, when you look back over history and you see the advent of the Skull and Bones organization, and then you see the flag, the skull and crossbones, and then you remember back, Epic. You remember back in time, back to the old East Indian Tea Company, and you remember back what they were up to back in the day. They were like pirates, weren't they?
They actually were pirates. I mean,
They weren't
what
like
happened? Yeah.
No, they weren't like pirates. They actually were pirates. Go ahead.
Well, what happened at some point was, they brought about pirates. Let's put it that way, because what happened was it became so threatening to the crown that prior to that, Queen Elizabeth set out. She made sea dogs. They call them sea dogs. These privateers who go out and raid Spanish ships. She gave them a license, a writ of license, I think they called it, something like that. My British friends can correct me, but they let them just, lawfully, at least in England, go seize any Spanish ship they saw and steal the gold and bring it back to England, or even seize the ship. That was the ideal situation, right? So Francis Drake and all his people from history that you know well are involved. Captain Morgan is probably one of the more famous ones, and a bunch of them, right? And so it became so successful along the way that what happened when the East India Company became so big that it rivaled the crown, they ended up sicking the privateers on them, right? Because they were becoming so powerful that it was a threat. And they had a particular flag, the East India Company did, that looks surprisingly like the American flag. It has 13 stars and stripes, the red and white, and it was all about free enterprise. You might know that, free trade, those terms, right? And then but ironically, the privateers flew the Jolly Roger, and the Jolly Roger was the symbol of the privateers, no flag, but they had a pirate's creed, and the pirate's creed became what we formed into the Constitution based on the Magna Carta and their sharing idea. It was part of the Pirates' Creed. So it is a weird irony that the two came together in a way. The East India Company and the privateers basically are responsible for America being what it is today. So odd thing there, but we'll get into some more things about
there's no accidents. So it's amazing too, because one of their biggest products that they supplied around the world was excuse me, opium. Opium spread around the world by the East Indian Tea Company and subsequently Skull and Bones organization, and then later on turned into lettered agencies that we're all familiar with, right? Epic.
No, that's right. So the whole secret of, I don't want to say it's a whole secret, I don't want to get in trouble, but of 322 and Skull and Bones is the opium trade, because the opium trade, the gray economy, is responsible for financing a third of the world's economy. And the whole opium wars fought in China that made Hong Kong part of the British Empire are based on that. And that was the East India Company. That was actually where that came from. So it's actually one of these things that I always wanted to read as a kid. I lie, I didn't want to read as a kid. I learned about it later in life. I'd always heard about it, and it's actually super fascinating. It'll take up months of your life studying it, because it's really a perfect template for what's going on today. They took over China basically by getting people addicted to opium. The Chinese outlawed opium, but it was profitable to the British, and it was profitable to sell it over here in America in the form of laudanum, which was on sale into the 70s here in America without a prescription. Full, all alkaloid elements of opium were in it.
If you're an accredited investor, I have big news.
Somebody's got big news there. Yeah, but anyway, so that is the big secret. Like this pirate creed, I won't even call it pirate creed. This pirate enclave still exists. It still exists. It's just not called pirates anymore, but their symbols are still there, and it's what's behind financing not just the gray economy, but most intelligence agencies. The black money that they generate is from the drug trade, and primarily originally on opium.
Yeah, it's interesting with the opium trade in general, and to see how the trade of these drugs and these illegal drugs have funded all this stuff, and they've also built empires, ones that we're all familiar with, and ones that we're not familiar with, ones that no one even knows the name of, and run by people that no one knows exists. But it's interesting turn of events as far as the opium trade goes, because you saw this, you saw a down slope in the opium coming out of Afghanistan, and then once we were over there, we saw a big the crops they were allowed to flourish, and we saw a big crop of opium, and then subsequent around the clock prescriptions of these oxycodone type drugs in America being sold, over the counter to everybody, got everybody addicted and hooked to it, and then pulled the plugs on it and called everybody drug seekers, and then sent those people out into the streets paying twice or three times the amount of money they were paying for them before. So, the thing is, they're making it coming and going, making it both ways, and they're making it every way they can. Rio, are you there? Go ahead, Epic.
Well, I was just going to say, like, it's surprising how far back it goes in history, too. Like, Alexander the Great, he was 27, I believe, at the time, right? His whole assault on the world, taking over the world, that known world at the time, was halted in Afghanistan when he got addicted to opium, right? So, and a lot of these nations fail not because of they call it gunboat diplomacy because of the East India Company taking on China back in the Opium Wars, but they didn't fall that way or through overt warfare. They fell through subversion, through the use of opium to sedate them. And so it's an irony that in America, laudanum was on sale over the counter for years, like I said, into the early 20th century, mid 20th century, later actually, and with different names, but that's what it was. And it's literally the opium of the masses. I mean, that's where that term has that meaning for multiple reasons. It's not just because of laudanum, obviously, but the idea that you can sedate a population and keep them transfixed on something other than what they should be focusing on, which is the very war that they should be fighting in, right?
Exactly. Well, it's ironic, the irony, man. The irony. My English teacher used to say to me in class, he'd yell my name out and go, "The irony, Jimmy. The irony." And it is ironic because, there is an opium of the masses that's going on in the very air that we breathe, and the very, attacking all of our senses. And this is done electronically. So some of the same exact bodily functions that happen to a person as a result of taking drugs, the different reactions inside of your body, that your body creates different chemicals and causes you to go into different states of mind. And it's no longer absolutely necessary for an individual to even take and put something into themselves at this point. Just actually going onto the internet and having an internet experience today is almost, your adrenal glands are pumping, you're getting dopamine, you're drunk off of it, you're just, doom scrolling, looking for this, looking for that, trying to find it, it's out there somewhere, I know it, and that's the whole thing, is like, oh, no, I can't get started on it, but Rio, why don't you jump on in? I mean, the hopium of the masses is kind of the irony is here, and it's almost the same with this phenomenon that originally started off as somebody from the secret side of the government revealing information to people, and it took off from there into a giant researching group who researched different clues and is searching for those clues and doing it for years now. It looks like everything that happens, there's people trying to define clues, and I mean, it doesn't even matter. You can put a picture of something up there, and there's going to be 20 people with videos telling you about the secret clues behind. I mean, everything is being put down into this microscopic level of trying to figure out exactly what the hell's going on. I mean, you know, you don't need to try to figure out what the hell's going on, man. Take a look at what the hell's going on, man. It's right in front of everybody. You know, you don't have to try to figure out the secret meaning of shit, man. There's a green zone in your government. There's 30,000 troops in Washington, D.C. Okay, I mean, now, you know, right now, the hopium of the masses right now is they think that people are going to arrive at this inauguration ceremony, all the celebrities and all the blood-guzzling Satanists and all these people are all going to be in one place at one time, and they think the hopium now is that they're going to lock the gates and arrest everybody inside, and Donald Trump will continue to be president. And the moving trucks out in front of the White House, he wasn't moving out of the White House. He was moving to Colorado to keep control of the government. That's what's going around out there right now. So I'm not sure if you're one of the people that find that to be something to hang on to.
Well, I think those moving trucks are there because Donald's done. He's going to go play some golf in Florida and needs to get his stuff out of the bedroom in the White House and move it on down to Mar-a-Lago. That's what I think.
If he has a Mar-a-Lago, because Deutsche Bank wants their $350 million, and so his collateral is Mar-a-Lago. So, but the thing is what I'm getting at is that what we should be really concerned about is actually what's going on in the multimedia complex. Demonizing everybody for something that's supposed to happen, and it's going to happen on the 1/7 day, the 17 day, the 107 day. And so whatever happens that day and gets blamed on Q followers or Trump supporters or whatever like that, it's going to be a horrible situation. And I'm hoping that it doesn't have to be so horrible that everybody's going to go down there and have to turn in their whatever it is they want to hang on to and give it back and say, here it is. It's been so horrible what happened. Everybody, you know, just go talk to Australia. I mean, I don't know if Kenny's in the chat over there on YouTube.
He just brought it up in the chat, yeah.
Yeah.
He says, I expose Australian government all the time. No one blinks.
Yeah, so, hey, it's Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. Come on down. 43 people over there in the chat. We're listener-supported. You are the sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. Mace 139's over there. Positron, Harry Q, Hell Wolf, an old guy. Rio's over there. What's up, Rio? Mr. Meow, Panda. Joaquin, Alaska Man, Wild Bob, Simply Bread 777. Jimmy's over there. That's me. Woodkeepers, Stardust Man, Gino 2017, Spunky Sparky. Jer Bear, The Water Bearer, Joey, Choppy Waters, Valerie, SJ, Elsa, Open Philosopher, Robert, Sammy, Trucker Gerald, Blay, Eagle Flower, and many, many more that I can't see. You know, we were talking about it before the show, and there's a band from the 80s, a friend of mine, and they had an album called Mutiny in 1986. The band's called Damage. It's DAMMAJ, and they got a song called Mutiny. I'm gonna play some of it right now. Hang on. I got a second. Here we go. There's no pirate songs out there, ladies and gentlemen, but my buddies right here, they were ahead of their time. Arr. Arr. Well, there they were. Never heard of them, did you?
No, you know what though?
Pretty good.
They
It does sound pretty good.
They
A friend of mine
kicked
has
out.
a band similar.
They kicked ass. That wasn't the song I was trying to get for you guys though. But I was listening to it. I was like, damn. See, back then you actually had to go into the studio and record records, so it cost a lot of money.
Well, you actually had to be able to play your instrument too. That was a whole nother thing.
Yeah, this is the song. This is the song I wanted you guys to hear. Smuggler. You ready? Here it goes. These two brothers played Flying V's. Badass. See, these are the kind of bands. These were just bands around here in Northern California. I mean, my band, we played millions of shows with these guys here. And they opened for a lot of this, the bigger acts that came through too, like we did. But, I mean, I'm just saying, Metallica made it, but there was a whole bunch of really good people in the Bay Area that no one ever even heard of.
Well, and down in L.A., I watched a bunch of them too, man. I mean, it was pretty amazing how much talent there really was out there and how few really made it. And that's true of any kind of musical movement, I guess, in any particular time. But it shows, it's a funny thing we just mentioned about there not being any pirate songs. Shouldn't there be? I mean, it's a pretty epic theme, no pun intended.
I know.
And why aren't there? I mean, you have some captain songs, I'm your captain, come sail away, that kind of stuff, right? But no real pirate songs, right?
No.
Other than like the Pirates of the Caribbean. And it seems to me like that's deliberate because the studios have control over what gets published and what's put out there, or did, right? But yeah, it is an interesting thing to me. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it's a long time coincidence. We look how long it's gone on.
You're a coincidence theorist.
As Jim Morris called it, yeah.
You're a dot connector. To connect the dots. So we got a movie recommendation for you when we come back on the other side of the top of the hour. I want to remind you, we're listener supported, ladies and gentlemen, so be supportive in any way that you can. If it's financial, we appreciate that. Patreon is a fantastic way to get yourself a little chunk of freedom over here, a little blue sky over at Revolution Radio. So, and then you can go to the Zazzle store. Plenty of good items there for you. And you can also go down and at the bottom of the page, Lady Horse can be found. And Castles Made of Sand. That's right, Jerry Bear. You can support us down there. Just send a snail mail. Lady Horse will be happy to receive your FRNs. So, with that, a business out of the way. We've got about 2 minutes left before the end of the first half. The gun is about to go off on the first half, ladies and gentlemen. And you got. I think I hear you rattling around out there. You got some there?
You hear? No, you didn't hear me rattling. You heard, Oh, there was another drop.
Another drop. Some droppings. Don't step in the droppings on the way out. One of the best parts about being a pirate, man, is the wildlife aspect of being out, in the ocean around the creatures. I mean, it's just something about, Bye-bye, blue sky. All right, we're out of there.
I'm cracking myself up over here. I can't help it.
Fucking Damage sounded pretty damn good, man.
Yeah, they did. They sounded like a modern day Metallica song, right?
We used to love when this song came on, man. When we were playing with them, they'd play this, like, because there's a part where he goes, ooh, ah. Here, let me see if I can just find. Let me see if I can find it. It's right here.
Nope.
All right, I kind of quit dicking around. Sorry.
Well, Bella brought up A Pirate's Life at 40. Yeah, by Jimmy Buffett. Yeah, that's like one that has pirate in the title. Yeah, but I mean something that captures the actual theme of the marauding privateer kind of thing. There really isn't. There really isn't any songs related to that I can think of. And we were thinking about it before the show. We'd love if somebody could come up with one. It's hard.
I'm pretty sure Cartman sang one on South Park about the Somalian
I'm sure he
pirates.
did.
The ultimate survival tool. What the hell is it?
I upgraded my soap.
Did you now? Well, good for you, man.
You smell good. Or do you smell like rum? Or...
Hold on.
Double up ahead and two ways.
Hold on.
City with my head down low.
There we go, man. I love hearing that song at the top of the hour. I hate this other crappity crapski we got going on with the round table.
Hey, man, let's do a pirate song. What do you say, chat room? Me and Jimmy and Rio will work on it. We'll make a pirate song.
I know Rio was playing guitar on here before the show started. Didn't sound too bad, man. Didn't sound too bad.
I heard some riffs in the background. I thought that might be that.
It was.
Yeah, it was just whatever the mic was picking up. I was kind of leaning back in the chair and just noodling a little bit.
Was that an unamplified electric, or is that actually just down low?
No, it was it's a hollow body semi-electric.
There you go.
It's an Epiphone Joe Pass, and I have these interesting strings from a string company we used to associate with, and they're half bronze, half steel, so they work great as acoustic strings when you're unplugged, but they also rip it up pretty good when you're plugged in.
Like the Gilmore brand ones, right? From I think GHS makes them. I think.
Well, they're actually DR. They're called Zebras.
All right,
They're
Zebras.
really cool.
We got to go back. You couple of zebras, you. Where the hell is my Skypes? Oh, here it is. All right, back in the cage we go. Here we go. Ready? Don't say fuck, whatever you do.
Dun dun dun.
Monique was on.
Collision Course is back. Schedule will be on Revolution Radio every Saturday night, 6 to 8 p.m. You get outer space. You get honest answers, real researchers, truthful answers, and a place to engage with questions. Take part in the discussion. Revolution Radio on freedomslips.com hosts Collision Course every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Time.
I'm Reverend Medium Tracy Lockwood, and I'd like to invite you to join me as I discuss life from a medium's perspective. I'll be talking about insights that I've gained through readings with topics like your guides, angels, animal communication, past lives, our transition, and the afterlife. We'll take a deeper look at the metaphysical meanings of symbols and totems, and I'll give you some practical exercises to help you develop your own natural psychic ability. Join me on From a Medium's Perspective.
All right. Thanks for listening while we took that short break here at Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. And now we're going to get back to your host.
Down low, low. See trouble up ahead and 2 ways to go. Wanna bring tears to my baby's eyes, and do you hear them angels cry, singing, you are not alone. You are not alone. Hey, can anybody hear me? Is anybody out there?
My name's Jimmy.
Hey, can anybody hear me?
Is anybody out there? Is this thing on?
Just not if you can hear me.
Cause I'm nauseous. Right now I'm lost, drifting away in the darkness. Echo, echo. Echo, echo. Echo, echo. I got the devil in my bloodstream, and I'm so high, but it just won't go away. Too much stress. My hands keep shaking, death knocking on my chest. Can't let it rest. Flashing lights down the road. Feel like there's nothing here left that can save my soul. Hope they playing my songs when I'm dead and I'm gone, cause I don't know if I'ma make it home. So now I'm just driving around the
Right
city.
back and you hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle with Gilligan.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We extort, we pilfer, we filch and sack. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Maraud and embezzle and even hijack. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We kindle and
Drink up, me hearties, drink up, and tie that scurvy dog to the yardarm.
I've been sipping over here myself.
Have you now? Well, now.
Yeah.
Well, now, hey, now. You know, it's still illegal to do that when you're on TV. But I don't think it's anything you got to worry about when you're on radio. And that's right. It's Revolution Radio. Home of the industrial strength information that you can strain off and mainline right there at your own privacy, your own house. Let me tell you something. Kind of information flying around on this radio network is not to be found anywhere else across the realm, as it were. And if you want to keep that up, and you want to keep that going, you want to keep rolling, you want to keep feeling that fresh air of freedom, if you want to feel the warm sun of the illumination after the revelation that you find, Studio A, Studio B, 48 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen. Yo ho, the pirate's life for me. Now, we're going to have a good movie recommendation for you coming up. One that's made me laugh over the years, and while we were getting ready for the show tonight, made me laugh again. Got some good news. We've been asked to join Aftermath.fm and Aftermath Media. And we're going to be starting our Monday through Thursday show there, 6 p.m. Pacific, right before Clyde Lewis. Monday through Thursday, a 1-hour show. We're still going to be here on Revolution Radio. But we're going to join the Aftermath staff. We're going to go over there, and when my show's done, Monday through Thursday, I'm going to say, stay tuned for Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. Mom's Jimmy. I'll see you tomorrow.
People of the earth, can you hear me? Came a voice from the sky on that magical night. And in the colors of 1,000 sunsets, they traveled to the world on a silvery light. The people of the earth stood waiting, watching as the ships came one by one. Setting fire to the sky as they landed, carrying to the world children of the sun. Children of the sun. All at once came a sound from inside. Then a beam made of light hit the ground. Everyone felt the sound of their heartbeat. Every man, every woman, every child. They pierced the limits of imagination through the door to the world of another time. And on the journey of 1,000 lifetimes, with the children of the sun, they started to climb.
Billy Thorpe, Children of the Sun. Mom's Jimmy. I had to take myself a moment there, and it turned into a couple of moments. I like Billy Thorpe. I didn't want to turn it off, I gotta admit, but I'm not just sitting here with my headphones on. I'm sitting here with Rockin' Rio and the Epic Journeyman, and we're talking about the opium of the masses. And but now we're about to talk about some new opium, which is laughter and fun and enjoyment. And one of the funniest movies I've seen in my life, and I've seen quite a few, is old Capn RON. Remember that movie, Capn RON? You guys, I know you do, because we were talking about it before the show. So hold on. I can barely hear you though.
Well, I remember it, definitely. I mean, I had the video store at the time. So this was one of those things that actually had like multiple copies of, was written. So yeah, I remember it really well.
Yeah, there's so many funny parts of the movie. So basically, the premise of the movie, if you've never seen it, is this couple inherit this boat, and they have to get it back to New York because they're gonna sell it. And it's a couple, and they're having, they have little marital problems or whatever. Kind of, it's this couple, this wife and this, real tightly wound husband dude, and they got these kids, you know, this rebellious daughter and this little kid, and their idea was they inherited this boat, and so as a family, they're gonna cruise down, get the boat, and sail it back to New York and sell it. And so they have to hire a captain to sail the boat, and that's where Capn RON comes in. And from that point forward, it's a great movie. So did you enjoy it, Rio? Did you see Capn RON?
Maybe a long time ago. I don't know if I did or not.
Yeah, Martin Short is the husband, and I don't remember the girl's name. I had to look it up just now. Mary Kate Place is the wife. You'd remember if you saw her. And then, of course, Kurt Russell's Capn RON. He's got the eye patch.
Yeah, he's got the eye patch, and we were playing a clip earlier. There's a whole bunch of times where Kurt Russell calls his kid Swab, and so there's a whole 2 minutes and 4 seconds of all the times he calls his kid Swab. Like, here's one, for example. Check this one out.
Handle taking out the trash, Swab.
Oh, man, that stinks.
Ben! Hey, Swab! Come here. Listen up. On the way where shipboard is, you do your job. You do it good, you get a better job. Maybe you get promoted from Swab to mate. All right, get on it.
So he was teaching him a life lesson there. He was telling him, you know, hey, he didn't want to swab the deck. He said, but you... So the way it works on a boat is you work your way up. First, you do that, and then if you do that, maybe we'll make you a mate. But he's always telling him, hey, Swab, go get me a brewski. You know, here's a check this out. This is about Capn RON. Here's an explanation of a really great definition of Capn RON. And you know, Capn RON is sort of an archetype. You know, we do get into archetypes here on Into the Microcosm, and let's just say Capn RON is one of those archetypes that we talk about.
On the other hand, is charismatic. He's boisterous, exciting. He's a fun guy. He's a ladies' man. He's the man that all men want to be like and the man that all the ladies want.
Hey! Have a good time, boss, because I'm gonna.
Good old Ron isn't setting out to hurt Martin Harvey. Not at all. Ron Rico just can't help but be himself. He doesn't draw himself to people. People are drawn to him. He's a walking magnet. He is the sun, and we are the planets around him. But life at sea is a different kind of life. And when you put people of such divergent personalities within such close proximity of each other, there's going to be tension. And tension, there is. Despite everything that Martin Harvey does to secure his position as master of the vessel, he just can't help but be outmaneuvered by Ron Rico.
So the dude who owns the boat, he keeps trying to be the man or whatever. He tries to be the man, but everybody loves Capn RON. Nobody follows the dude. Everybody follows Capn RON. Everybody wants to hang around Capn RON. That's right, Epic.
That's right. And there's no real archetype like in the sense of Carl Jung. Or Heroes with a Thousand Faces kind of thing that really match him. He's like the Errol Flynn guy, though. He's like the charismatic guy that's just this, accidental leader. He's not really a leader by design. Just everybody has a charismatic attraction to him. I mean, we all know people like that.
Yeah, and compared to the other guy thinks he's totally superior in every way to Capn RON. Capn RON seems super simple to everybody, but he has his way of doing things, and he's got a way of doing stuff, and people appreciate him.
Man so comfortable in his own shoes that he inspires loyalty and love in all those around him.
See?
And so as time goes by and they get deeper and deeper into their journey, Martin Harvey becomes increasingly more frustrated. As much as Martin despises Capn RON, he does very much want the things that Capn RON has. The admiration, the trust, the women.
Man, there are so many funny moments in this movie. I'm watching the clips as this is playing. All right, hang on a second.
Eventually, tension on the ship comes to a T, and as cool of a guy as Captain Ron is, he does eventually cross the line and Martin has to fire him. It's a tense moment, an unforgiving moment, but Martin feels he's in the right. Now Martin has to become the captain. He has to become the man, test his manhood. Although he did fire Captain Ron, Martin's number one priority is not to simply get rid of Captain Ron, it's the safety of his family. And that is why he steps up in the end and becomes the captain he knows he can be. He takes on those Pirates of the Caribbean and proves not only to himself and his family, but Captain Ron, that he is a man, he is courageous, and he is a captain. Looking back at Captain Ron, it is easy just to see the comedy of it all.
Hey, get your hands off that.
I was just moving it. I wasn't gonna drink it.
You bet your little booty you wasn't. You want a beer, you get your own beer.
It's a bit of a farce, a bit of comedy of errors. And admittedly, it is really funny to see Kurt Russell drive Martin Short absolutely insane. But as funny as this movie has stayed, and as cool as Captain Ron is, and how much we all would want to be him, it still is fiction after all. There is a point in real life when you just should not try to be someone that you're not. Which is one other thing you can take away from this movie. As bonkers as Captain Ron makes Martin Harvey never tries to be Captain Ron. He still remains Martin Harvey. If Martin Harvey had tried to adopt some of the characteristics of Captain Ron, it would have demonstrated a lack of security and confidence.
Be your own captain, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let Captain Ron steal your ship from you. Be the captain of your own ship. Be the master of your own destiny. Make your own plan. A ship without a plan is like a ship without a course. A man without a plan is like a ship without a course. Have your own plan, ladies and gentlemen. Don't trust no plans. Make plans. I'm just saying, stuff's gonna go down, man. Make sure you have your stuff together and you have your stuff. Keep your eyes open. Make a plan.
That's good advice.
I'm just saying,
be your own captain. Yeah, that's right.
Be a captain. Make your own plan. Have your own plan. You know, do your own thing. It's time now to, see what's going on and act appropriately. You know, observe the situation, Rio and Epic. It's time to observe the situation and act accordingly.
And know when to take a step back.
I mean, if I was, if this, metaphorically speaking, if this was a submarine right now, Epic, would you be going dive, dive, dive?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be on the surface getting shot at. That's for sure. I'd be definitely down there just listening.
You'd be down there
setting the course. Setting the course where I want to go.
You'd be down there silent running. Down there.
Yeah, well, because when you're down there in silent running, the thing about a submarine is you're gathering intel on everybody else. You can hear everybody else. You can see what they're up to. You can plot their courses. You know what trajectory they're on, but you're unseen by everyone else, and which is kind of a good place to be, honestly. We look at it from both a tactical military standpoint and from a societal standpoint. Don't announce your don't come out there with the battleship, man. And be a target for everyone else. Be something that has power you can use when you need to, but the rest of the time is unseen by anyone. That's kind of a good moral for society to be, I think. Is don't engage overtly, and I don't mean that in a way of subterfuge either. I mean in the way that, keep your cards close to your vest, so to speak, but keep your abilities hidden, your intentions as far as what course you're on. Is your own course. That's the Captain Ron, that's his life lesson, right? I mean, really, that's the story that movie is that it hints at the end that he kind of planned that all along to set him up to make him be the captain, because he has to make decisions if he ever goes out to sea on his own, right? He has to be able to do that. You get out there on the waves on your own and you have to, handle a situation. You better rise to the occasion, right? And so that's what that Captain Ron from a standpoint of almost like an allegory is about.
Yeah.
It's not that profound. It's just kind of cool.
No, it's exactly what the movie. That's what Capn RON was up to. It's like, but I mean, he was like the dude in a way. Like he was the the dude character, the whole vibe of the dude. He was like the dude before the dude, because this came out way before that. But he's sort of that same kind of guy. In other words, he seems like it seems like this. He has this. He's got this zen about what he's doing, even though on the face of it to people it seems ridiculous or whatever. But yeah. So the thing is that this dude had to find his manhood and step up to the boat and get behind the wheel, and trim those sails and sail the boat. And so that was an intense moment for him, and it was also a moment for him psychologically with his family, that they didn't, his young rebellious daughter and his little kid son, they didn't really respect him all that much. They thought he wasn't cool or whatever. But then, when he stepped up and, his balls dropped and he stepped behind the wheel and he went, "Arr, arr." Next thing you know, they're sailing, and he's living. And it's funny, too, because when Capn RON was coming there for the job, he borrowed his buddy's car, and he comes pulling up, and he gets out of the car, and he gets standing there with his bag, and he forgot to put the brake on, and the car goes like, ooh, right into the water on the end of the pier. So it was funny, man. So it's a funny movie. We highly recommend it, if you want to laugh, have a good laugh some night, and you got nothing better to do. I'm sure you could probably see it for free on YouTube. It's so old, but it's funny. It's funny. Kurt Russell, believe it or not, he is one social engineer and MFer. When you think about how long that dude is, you think about how long that dude's been role modeling it, man. You think back to like those movies. Wasn't he in the Old Yeller? I mean, I'm pretty sure he was in he used to be in all those Disney kid movies.
The computer wore tennis shoes. The world's greatest athlete. All those things. Not faster than Nanu. No, that wasn't him. That was Jan Michael Vincent.
Right, and of course he was. Yeah. And he was Snake Plissken, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
and the thing.
Yeah, he's been around, and he married Goldie Hawn, and they did a movie that was actually a pretty good movie too, where he's like this carpenter in this. I forget what it's called. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Overboard.
Overboard. Yeah. So he's like a carpenter dude in this town somewhere in Oregon, and these wealthy people come pulling up in their big giant yacht, and Goldie Hawn wants somebody to build her a cabinet to hold her panties, and so she calls homeboy up, and he comes up in there. He comes in and he's gonna help her out or whatever and build her closet. And of course she's a wealthy woman, and she's really giving him a hard time, and he's doing his best not to get pissed off or whatever, because it's gonna be good money and he needs money right now. He's behind on the rent or whatever, so he's like taking
single dad. Take care of like 5 kids.
Yeah, he's got all these kids, and he's sitting there, and she's taking a really hard time. He's taking a beating. And then, so he leaves, and he's going to come back the next day. And in the meantime, Goldie Hawn falls overboard and hits her head, and she forgets she forgets that she's the rich lady on the yacht. And so they find her, and nobody knows who she is. And so they're sitting around watching TV. Kurt Russell's watching TV, and all of a sudden, he sees her on TV, and she's wearing the orange jumpsuit. Her hair's all messed up, and they're going, "We found this woman today, floated up on the beach. She doesn't know who she is. If anybody knows who she is, please come down and claim her or whatever," because it's like a small town somewhere, like north.
Well, right, and the key is a girl. Goldie Hawn's not happy with the work he does, and throws his tools overboard. He's a carpenter, and so now he can't make a living, right? So she just threw his tools overboard. They sail off, and then he sees her on the TV. That's the setup on it.
So then you can see it just going across his face, man. He's like, "Oh, this is too good. I'm going to go down there." So he goes down there and he claims her as his wife. and brings her back to his house, which is this, he's a single dad. He's got 3 kids. He's a carpenter, and his kids are just like these wild kids, man. And it just, she's just like, these are my kids? And he's like, oh yeah, baby. These. And he just, maybe what we'll do is when we're coming up on the break, maybe on the other side of the break, I'll see if I can find us some clips from that thing. Go ahead.
No, I said that's actually a good one to bring up. Yeah, it's a good wholesome one, but it's got a lot of life lessons in it. It's good.
It's a great movie, man. It's really funny, especially, man, if you're sitting around with the family or whatever. It's a good one, man. It's a family movie. There's nothing going on. He's got an idea for a business, and she actually ends up falling in love with the dude. And then it's too bad. It's too bad because then, well, we'll get into it on the other side. Mine's Jimmy. Arr.
Ho, ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, yo ho.
All right, we're out of there.
Yeah, Overboard. Both those movies are good ones. Overboard and Capn RON. Overboard actually really underappreciated, I think, because not that as a video store guy back when I had both movies. Capn RON too, but more people knew about Capn RON than Overboard. And Overboard is, like I said, it's a good family movie. It's got a lot of cool stuff in it for the family, and it harkens back to the Disney days where Kurt Russell got a start, right? Because Kurt Russell was in all those movies with the chimpanzees and the debate teams and the computer wore tennis shoes and all that stuff, and just full on. I mean, from an early age, he's like a typical Disney product in that sense, but he evolved beyond it.
Well, I want to. The only way I can do this right now is, I can play a trailer, unless I can play this because I'm not sure what he's going to say in this clip. Hold on. Another one that's good too is Big Trouble in Little China, man. That's a funny. I'm going to bring that one up.
Well, you'll get the narration stuff, and there's all kinds of clips of that,
I'll bring that up.
Yeah.
Hang on. We got 2 minutes. How's everybody doing? Check in the chat over here.
I got to take off for a second. I'll be right back.
Everybody's taking off.
Closets, no more bathrooms, neither. Shit, woman, you're lucky I am house broke.
You were listening.
Well, it's kind of hard to avoid.
Well, you can avoid it in the...
Well, up here in Elk Snap, ma'am, see, we don't know about them closets. No more bathrooms, neither. Shit, woman, you're lucky I am. Hey, no problem. Just pay me the $600 you owe me, and I'm gone.
Captain Carl, start up the engine.
Oh, for crying out. You know what your problem is, huh? You're so goddamn bored you gotta invent things to bitch about. You haven't got a single thing on this earth to do except for your hair. Yeah, your closet was fine. You just needed something to take up your useless, empty, nail polishing, toe polishing, rich bitch sun tanning days.
Don't touch me!
What? Hey, lady. I may be hard up, but I am definitely not that hard up, and I'm not going anywhere. And... Hey! Damn you, man!
He threw her ass in the water. She threw him in. Hang on. Let me see if I can find this here. Trailer. I got a minute left. Hang on.
Nothing good is born from...
Yeah.
Hang on. I have to wait for this. It's not a skippable card. It's not a skippable ad. Stand by.
Somebody call for a carpenter? That's my...
I've got a good Captain song over here, too.
Do you? What is it?
It's from Jamie Rowe.
Would you want it?
Yeah, I could roll it.
Well, all right.
Later on, toward the end.
Ooh, I got to go back now. I'm not ready. Hold on. I got to pull something out. Let me see. Do this right here. Fuck. Commercial City, man. Where's my Skype? I see it. Don't worry. We're good. Come back a little late this time. Sometimes that happens.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. La 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 la. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. It's Friday night and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side. So I reach for my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, take the keys to my truck. Hit the shop.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, yo ho.
Somebody call for a carpenter? That's my wife's department.
Mrs. Grant Staten III
Grant, I'm on the phone!
always knew what she wanted,
I'm not paying for your mistake.
and she always got it.
You haven't got a single thing on this earth to do except for your hair.
She had power, taste,
Ugh. What is this gelatinous muck?
style,
Are you going to bring me my lemon or do I have to squeeze it from my hat?
and amnesia.
Seems a mystery woman was picked up by the Elk Cove garbage town shortly after midnight.
Excuse me, miss. Can you tell me your name?
Of course I know my name. It's
Annie!
this missing link person is not my husband.
Welcome home, baby! Whoa! Hey, look who's home!
Hang on, what is it I normally do?
Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell, Overboard,
Go Jim Dandy! Go Jim Dandy! Jim Dandy to the rescue!
Mom's Jimmy.
Rescue! Jim Dandy to the rescue! Go Jim Dandy! Go Jim Dandy! Jim Dandy on a mountain top, 30,000 feet drop. Spider lady on a runaway horse. Aha, that's right, of course. Jim Dandy to the rescue! Go Jim Dandy! Go Jim Dandy!
Go Jim Dandy. What's happening, man? Jim Dandy to the rescue, Laverne Baker. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
Come on, Jim Dandy.
So, yeah, man. I mean, let me tell you something. The laughs never are ending when she walks in that house, opens that door, and sees those kids, man. They're like 4 kids, you know, they range in age, and they turn around and they go, "Hi, Mom." And she's standing there and she's going. She's looking around at this shithole that they live in. Filthy, dirty. These kids are all, you know, sitting at the dinner table with forks in their hands waiting for something to eat. "Hi, Mom. What's for dinner?" She's like, "Are these my kids?" And Kurt Russell's like, "Yeah, baby, what's the matter? You don't remember?"
She tells the story how they met when she was drunk in the Navy, and they messed around and stuff, you know, because she was like this wild party girl in the Navy and stuff. And then you know, and the one kid's based on that stuff because that fling, you know, and that's how they got married, and has this whole backstory. And the kids are all in on it, which is the best part of the movie. Really, is the kids are in on the whole thing.
And he went to the Goodwill and bought some clothes, and he, you know, because he's a dude, he has no idea what size clothes women wear, like how to buy the right clothes for her. So she goes, "Where's my clothes?" And she gets these clothes, and they're like 6 sizes too big for her. She goes, "These are my clothes," and he goes, "Oh yeah, baby, when you used to be fat, but you lost a lot of weight." I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to laugh, man, I'll tell you right now, Overboard is definitely a good movie. Like I said, it's so old you can probably get it for free. If not, it's like 99 cents. It's less than a burger at McDonald's or whatever. So, Kurt Russell, man, he's done so many movies. Everybody's so familiar with them all, a lot of them. But I tell you, one of my all-time favorites of all time, my all-time favorite of all time, Kurt Russell movie, may just be Big Trouble in Little China. That is what... That is a good movie. What about Epic? How did Big Trouble in Little China do in your video store back in the day?
It did great. It did great. We had like 2 copies, and they're rented all the time.
They're always out, right?
It's classic, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great one. So why don't you give everybody the plot line for that?
Well, he's an independent trucker, Kurt Russell is, and he does these monologues on the CB radio as he just drives around. He just self-narrates the entire time. That's his whole thing. He's kind of Capn RON, actually. That's his character. It's basically that same charismatic guy that people flock to, just his character, right? And he has a buddy who lives in Chinatown. He's just going to come stop by and visit him, basically, on the road. And he gets caught up in this huge gang war with this mystical overtone, and you can take it from there about trying to find this this mate for the god emperor who needs to find a green-eyed girl by a certain time that fulfill this prophecy and make him an eternal being, and he finds 2. So yeah, that's the premise. But it's this whole trip into the mystical underworld and the criminal underworld of Chinatown. Like the Black Dragon Society and the Shaolins and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a kick-ass movie. And that one, I don't know what are the magical Chinese guys called? The mystical dude, that one guy that floats around. The one Chinese guy, Fu Manchu.
Oh, right. There's I can't remember their names. He's like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, basically, right?
Yeah, his arms are folded, and he's got the silk robes that go down to the floor, and he just glides across the floor. It's too much, man. Mom's Jimmy. We're talking about movies this second hour here, because we somehow got on the subject matter of Kurt Russell. And we were talking about his...
as a social engineer, though. Yeah.
He totally is.
He's right at the tip of the spear on this stuff. He really is.
He was, but he didn't know it. I mean, he was just a kid actor that got put on this Disney...
That's right.
On the Disney trip, and then Disney was creating the role model episodes that all kids watched when kids were kids back then. All kids watched these Disney movies and picked up, these different... archetypes from these movies and became those archetypes. All these little kid movies, and that's the thing, is that this is sort of the first group of these Mouseketeers that grew up with the people that were watching it. So when it came out, the people that were watching it's for specific age groups, and those age, it's for the 7 to 11-year-olds or whatever. And so people bring their kids from 7 to 11. And so that particular group of people is influenced by this particular group of role models. And when they become bigger and bigger stars, they just keep using them over and over again. It's not that there was anything necessarily special about them. It was that they were the ones that were in the movies. So Kurt Russell was in those movies, and doing movies, shows, TV shows. He was everywhere. And there was a lot of them that were like that.
Annette Funicello comes to mind, right? Like she was like the one back in the 50s. The Mouseketeer broke into the mainstream first. Really made that brand, right? With all the beach party, beach blanket bingo and all that kind of stuff, right? And then Kurt Russell was the next generation going into the 60s and 70s, really.
Yeah, what happened to Rio? Did you fall asleep?
No, I'm here. I'm just chilling.
You haven't said a peep all night.
Sometimes I don't have much to say.
Sometimes, I know. Well, that's tough, though, when you're on a talk radio show in the middle of the night. when you got nothing to say.
Well, I always got something I could say.
Well, there you go. I mean, there's something you got something on your mind. It's something weighing you down. You got something you need to get off your chest.
No, not really. I'm a pretty happy fellow, I think. I'm just, listening to you guys go on the Kurt Russell thing. And,
15 men on a dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum.
He was like on everything for the longest time.
So you got something you got to get off your chest?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Maybe the silly pirate tattoo, but other than that,
we're always here.
That's the sound you make when you get the tattoo. Arr, matey. Can you stop just
join
a bit?
RRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRRR it stinks down there. So you can only peek and get out.
Does the rabbit hole cost extra?
It's free for the first 30 days.
Interesting.
At least Geico.
Oh, this never-ending story. It's a never-ending battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Against Geico. Those damn Geico people.
You know, believe it or not, there's a song about Chinatown written by the Greg Kihn Band. And here it is. Chinatown, dragon's daughter. He fell in love with the dragon's daughter. She's a sheltered girl with a wall all around her.
I had no idea what would happen to me when I first came in from the cold. But right off I noticed there was a chill in the air, but I was young and foolhardy and bold. But then she looked in my eyes so hard I visualized that I was standing by the edge of the sea.
She looked into his eyes. He started to visualize that he was standing alone by the sea.
I knew I would follow her practically anywhere. I knew she had a hold on me.
Chinatown, dragon's daughter. I think Greg Kihn had a little bit of an Asian fetish.
He might have. You know,
He
the thing is,
definitely-
his songs will have a lot of energy to them. They really do. Like the original ones. Before it went to like the one they make fun of on Lost in Jeopardy, right? But before that, yeah, it's up tempo, really energetic songs.
No, great. It was a great band. They had so many great songs, man. You're trying to get me started, aren't you?
No, I actually really like
tell you
Greg
what.
Kihn
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what. Check this out. I'll do you a quick mini concert. I'll keep it all under 70 seconds. So that way we stay within the guidelines. Hang on a second. I got to get rolling first. Once I get rolling, we'll be good. See if this comes up real quick. My name's Jimmy. It's Into the Microcosm. We are just having some fun tonight because we're sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's right.
And here comes...
Get out of that rabbit hole.
It is.
The gambler tries to tell himself that
just a showgirl, she had sparkle in her eyes. I was just a carriage driver whose soul she hypnotized. And with the smell of perfume in the air, we fell in love. With the oil from the street lamp burning brightly from above. Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge. Paris in the springtime, it must have had me in its way. As we began to see each other more with each passing day. Well, life used to be so simple, loving in the afternoon. Was the hottest summer in like 20 years. I had no feelings 'cause I had no fears. The sun goes
What if I
down
told you you could...
and the mercury falls. Ain't no tomorrow when the moonlight calls you to the only dance. 'Cause it's the only dance there is. It's the only dance. You do the only dance there is. Yeah! In the summertime, the breezes blow the smell of sweet perfume come drifting through. The cold wind snaps my hair behind me, but I don't feel a thing. The apprehension that grows inside me has got me on a string that ties me to my fate, dictates me, that tries to compensate, yet makes me fall, and all my fear forsakes me. Pretty soon it's gonna overtake me. That's when secret meetings with you tonight.
All right, so there's the Greg Kinbound. There's a lot more to it than My Loves or Our Loves in Jeopardy and whatever that other one was that they had.
The breakup song, yeah.
Exactly. This one right here, we'll end it with this song called Remember. Mom's Jimmy. It's in the microcosm. Rockin' Rio, Epic Journeyman. The last 10 minutes. Stay tuned. Jer Bear, Late Night, coming up. Right now, though, Next of Kin album. The song Remember. Remember, ladies and gentlemen. Captain of your own ship. Master your own destiny. Follow no man over the cliff.
Silver bird takes off in the night, another's coming in. In every window a light, as every night begins.
house that Nighthawk built. Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. Listener supported. Come on down, become a patron.
Well, I get up every morning about 7 o'clock. Catch the 902 and I make several stops. I keep the conversation and my pattern light. I hit the elevator, oh, I feel alright. I check the numbers first and I'm right on time. I watch the traffic jam in a perfect line. Oh, the city may burn, but I'll keep my cool. I'm the best of taste. I've been to school on the Madison Avenue man. Well, I can make your bannisters part of my plan on the Madison Avenue man. Well, let me touch your money with my Madison hands, alright.
Well, it's another one of those nights. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. I can't find that window. There it is. No, it's not it. Yeah, it is. Okay, sorry about that. What were you saying?
No, I was saying that's going to be. We talk about social engineering so much. We talk about how things affect people in ways they never even thought of. And Madison Avenue Man should be one of our theme songs. Absolutely. That's an absolutely great tie-in.
I know. I love that song, and I always loved it when they played live, but they rarely would play Madison Avenue Man. But they would sell it out every single time, and it was one of the best shows you would ever see. That original band, you know.
Well, and I have to say, I promise I mentioned in the chat, I was going to talk about the drummer, okay? Because the rhythm section is so tight. But I mean, the drummer of the Greg Kihn band reminds me a lot of the drummer from Blondie. Blondie is a band; it's not Deborah Harry. You know what I mean? And Greg Kihn band's a band; it's not Greg Kihn. And in both cases, the drummer has a big, huge role in what makes that band successful.
Larry Lynch, Dave Carpenter on guitar. Greg Kihn on rhythm guitar and vocal. I can't remember the bass player dude's name. He was really good too, and a really good backup singer. The whole band was good, and they had vocal. They came off a label, and there used to be a label in the Bay Area called Berserkly Records. Berserkly Records had Greg Kihn band on there, but they had a lot of bands. I think they might have even had like Tommy Two Tone. They had a bunch of these bands, these sort of pop, sort of vocal bands, Beatle kind of orientated sort of type stuff. I don't even know how to describe it. Greg Kihn, I mean, obviously Greg Kihn was a big Beatles fan. He's also written books. I don't know if you guys are into it or not, but he's written a couple of Stephen King type novels. And then he
became a DJ too.
Yeah, he did. He was in San Jose here at KOME radio, or not. I think it's not called KOME anymore. We're out of there. Finally. Goodbye. Hang on a second.
Jer Bear's up next.
I'm serious about the Madison Avenue
Too
Man.
late.
We should definitely have that as a.
Oh no, yeah, it's a great song. No, I mean, definitely. I always think about it. All right, I'm just closing a bunch of these windows here. Get rid of this shit. I was having problems earlier because YouTube was saying they weren't getting, you guys weren't getting enough videos. So hopefully, it was all good over here. You know, you guys were good. Hey, Meow. What's going on, John? What's going on, DJ B2? What's going on, everybody? Let me see who else is here. Lee. Hey, Lee, what's going on? Thanks again, Lee, for that. Appreciate that very much. What's up, Danny Title? And there's Kenny's in there. Zoe, what's happening? Lewis. Man, you guys have been active over here this whole time, and I've been off in the weeds over here in my own world. I was sleeping earlier. I was trying to take a nap. It took me like a fucking hour to fall asleep. You know? And I'm sitting there. I finally fell asleep. I'm all warm. I'm just laying up in there. I'm just sitting there. I'm sleeping real good. I am so deep sleeping that I could probably sleep till tomorrow. Thanks, Lewis. And all of a sudden, I hear this fucking giant noise. Bam! It's like shit, glass hitting the floor, breaking and shit. And I jumped up out of bed because, man, I thought somebody in my family had fallen down in the kitchen. And I was completely asleep, man. It's just like, fucking last night, the skunk fucking smoked it again outside the window. And just the whole...
you and that skunk, man. You gotta get rid of that thing.
There's no way to get rid of it.
Shoot it.
It's not like that, man. It's like it crawls through this hole and it gets up under the house and it crawls way to the back of the house where the house is really close to the dirt, you know? So it's all up in there. And it's like it crawls through there and like goes to his house or whatever. And I guess sometimes when he's squeezing through there, he squeezes one out, man. I guess it's the only way I can describe it. You know, he squeezes in there, and then, I mean, literally the whole house gassed out. And I've been hit by it so many times that, like, now I'm to the point where it fucking makes me like I'm going to puke. I mean, it's like...
Well, what do skunks actually eat? Can you, like, give them something that'll make them go away?
Well, that's the thing that's the thing about the skunks, man, is that
they're like a cat, yeah, a lot of ways.
They're good for your house, though. They eat pests and shit. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad to have one. You just don't want them living under your house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Well, and because they're so much like other mammals, like a cat or not necessarily a dog, but more like a cat or a ferret or something. They get inquisitive and they get attached to you. They become like pets. I mean, unintentional pets. You don't want them in your house, but they start feeling more emboldened, you know, to come investigate further and say, hey, is this guy okay? Is it cool? You know, what's going on with this guy? Hey,
yeah,
you my bro.
Somebody
you
somebody over there in this chat room, a couple of people talk about these traps. I'll tell you. These traps, man. One time we had set these traps over here, and there was a rat or something, and we set one of those traps up, you know, the humane rat traps. And you catch the fucking rat, and it's in the trap, right? And now what do you do with it? It's like I got this rat in this trap. I look at him, I'm like, man. So I it's like I don't want to put it in my, you know, it's like I don't want to put it in my car and have some flea jump off the fucker, you know, then get on my dog, and next thing I know I got rabies, you know. So I take this trap and I put it inside this garbage bag, and I put a zip tie around it, put it in the back of my car, and I drive, because rats can travel like up to a few miles a night, you know, in a night. As I looked into it, so I took it up the road to get rid of it, up to the canyon. Like I drove up the mountain road behind my house, drove to this dry spot where the canyon, and it's like this sandstone mountain area that looks down into this deep ravine. And so I'm standing there at the top of this area where you could pull over and park. And I'm about to let this rat out of this cage, right? And so it's got these two things that lift up. So as I started to go let the rat out of the cage, the fucker like came out, and it was like it was coming at my hand as I was trying to open that thing. And I thought it was gonna bite me, and I was like, I was moving back like this, and I was on sandstone. I literally fucking almost slid off the side of this fucking mountain, man, trying to get away from that rat. So, yeah, man, I've used those traps before. I tend to stay away from them. You know, you got to do something with them once you catch them.
I have a good humane rat trap story.
Good.
So over in Iraq, I was there as an electrician, electrical engineer guy, right? I'm open for that kind of stuff. We had this problem with vector control, they call it. You know, you have to get rid of the rats, mosquitoes, and all that stuff. People just volunteer, and I'm like, well, all right, I'll tackle it. I'll go ahead and do it. You know, I mean, see what we got to do. So they had like the big giant glue traps. Not inhumane. You don't want to do that, right? And then same kind of deal. It's like, well, okay, we got to catch these rats. We got to catch them. So the cage for a big rat, it's a big cage. It's not a small cage. It's like the size of a lunchbox, at least, maybe a little bigger than a lunchbox, a good sized lunchbox. But it's got these rails because it's a cage on the side of it, and the rats feel that when they walk across it, and they don't really like that, you know. So they can feel the cold metal and stuff, and it just kind of makes it so they don't want to go in. So I came up with this great idea. I was going to use these canvas bags I have for sandbags. And I did. So I used them on the trap to make it more comfortable for the rat to climb inside, and you bait the trap and stuff. And I was going for days, and I had this good bait, and the bait I'd go collect the traps, and the traps have no bait, and then I'm left in them. So the rats obviously got the bait, and weren't in there. And I'm like, what's going on? You know, what's going on? Well, it turns out like as contractors over there in Iraq, you got the Americans, you got people from all over the world. And you have these. It's funny because the Pakistanis and the Indian people who worked in the dining facility, they both had to pay to come there. Like we got there as a third-tier contractor and got our pay, but they had to actually pay to go there, and they retained like $1,000 for them to be there. And they have real problems with each other on a cultural standpoint, and sometimes they fight, but they'd fight it out in the badminton court, which I thought was awesome while I was there. But I digress slightly. But the point of the story is that what they were doing was, along with the people from India, there's a certain faction of Indian Hindis, I think they're Hindis, that they worship the rat. I don't want to say worship like they worship as a god or anything, but they treat it like an entity that they want to be spiritually akin with, right? So what was happening was that I actually caught them. These people who work in the dining facility who feed us our food were catching these rats, the rats that I was catching, and letting them go. Right, so I had to get ahead of them before they freed the rats, and so I finally caught them, and I caught a rat, after all this effort, and I got the rat, and it's like, well, same situation with Jimmy. What are you going to do with the rat, right? What are you going to do with this rat? And it's a big gnarly rat, dude. It's like the size of a freaking cat. It's big, right? I mean, almost like a small cat, but a good size, more like a ferret, right? It's big, and I'm like, well. You can't just let it go, right? You can't. I mean, they could talk about the possibility of parasites on it and stuff. You can't let it go. So the commander of the facility at the time said, "Well, you got to drown the rat." Like, what? No. And so he put it like this barrel and drowned the thing. I'm like, oh, screw that. I'm not doing that anymore, man. I'm more with the Hindu guys at this point. It's like, okay, no, you can't just drown an animal like that. You can't do that. I mean, I watched that poor thing gasp for breath and die that way. That's horrible. Just get a rat trap. Just get a real rat trap and kill it if that's what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Anyway, so it's not a happy ending, but the comical part of it is almost like a video game. Me trying to get ahead of the people letting the rats go that were feeding the rats because they respected the rat as part of their culture. I mean,
well, let me tell you
I couldn't
something.
figure what's going on.
Let me tell you something, man. Those wings that come over here from China. No way to tell those are really pieces of chicken. It's like, man, lots of people say those are rats, man. Rats.
Or cats.
Rats. That's right. Thought I wouldn't. I'll tell you the best rat trap in a minute. Here's some UB40.
Shut you up and you got no
That's right. There's a rat. I know of another rat song too. Not even to forget about the band Rat.
You say it's not Round and Round, is it?
No, it's not. But what? Oh, hang on a second. I'm singing something.
Actually, I think Rat had a song called Rat too at some point.
Did they?
Yeah, early.
Epic, jump in. So here, listen. First, let me just tell you this, and then you guys jump in. The best rat trap that you can buy, money can buy, is something called the Rat Zapper.
I have 4 of them.
The rat
No shit, yeah.
The Rat Zapper is the one that you've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. It is a better mouse trap and rat trap, rat or mouse.
Is it like instantly barbecue them?
Well, why don't you?
It's like a taser gun, so that
it
the idea
electrocutes
is that,
them.
yeah. So it's pretty. That'd be a pretty good size. I mean, it won't take out a huge rat because there's some really huge ones where I live, but it'll take out like one that's like your average size, good size rat, right? And anything smaller. And the way it works is it's got 2 plates on it, and the bait's at the far end of the trap. So when the rat goes in to grab the bait, it steps across the 2 plates, and that completes the circuit, and it discharges, however many thousand volts, just like a taser, which would disable a person, but it kills the rat instantly. And what happens is kind of cool. They just they die inside this enclosure. You just walk out to the trash and dump them, or put them in a bag or how you want to do it. And you don't have to ever touch them. So you never touch them, you never deal with them at all, and it's merciful to them because it kills them instantly. They don't get out of that. Like if they go in to get the bait, they're dead.
Yeah, it's humane too. They just go in there and that's it. But when you use the old school traps, man, it sucks because a lot of times they get their legs chopped off and then they got to crawl away and bleed to death. Yeah, it sucks that you should have to do it, but I mean, there's no options because if you try to eliminate rats by using poison, then they crawl off and die, and then other birds eat them, and snakes and other shit eats it. Yeah, man. So it's like it's a scene and a half, man. And I can only imagine what the rats must be looking like down Los Angeles, man. At the homeless camps down there, the rats, man.
I don't know. I kind of wonder if like the New York City rats are, getting skinnier because there ain't nobody there to feed them now.
There's a song on this album, and I'm pretty sure it's on here. Hold on. I don't think it's this one. Hold on. No, it's a different Chroma Key album. There's an album where this dude's talking about this bag of Doritos and this rat. He's like, this fucking rat is back, sitting there eating my Doritos. I don't know why I was going to dig that out, but anyway. How did we get on the rat train?
Because you have skunks.
Oh.
Because you have skunks, right? You have the humane trap. And, yeah, you don't want to get in the rat thing because I have the rat infestation my uncle endured when he broke his hip, right? Because at my house on the Big Island, because he wasn't taking care of the yard and stuff because he couldn't really because he's older, and the whole COVID thing got in, and so what happened? All these animals were getting closer and closer and encroaching on the house to where he was locking himself inside the house, and actually like fortifying his doors and stuff like that to keep the rats out. So by the time I got there and he broke his hip and stuff, the rats had infested the place because 2 trees fell in the yard, and I could tell you all about what rat infestation is like. That is something you do not want to endure, man. And it can only make you think of what our ancestors went through when they had the thatch roofs right back in the day, and the rats would get in the roof, right? The roof rats, and they would just live in the hay because it was just hay, right? And they'd nest in there, and man, they'd winter over with you, right? And they'd crawl in your house and start eating your food and biting you in your sleep and all that stuff. Bubonic plague days, right? Yeah, rats are not cool. They are smart animals. They make good pets, actually. But you don't want them in your house, man, as a wild rat. You do not want that animal in your house.
Man, I was trying to decide what pellet gun I was going to buy. At one point, I was going to buy this pellet rifle because I was working at this ranch. And they had these fucking groundhogs, and they had horses there, and it was a training area. And these groundhogs were digging holes in the training area. And so the horses' hoofs get stuck in the holes, and so they have to, they want to get rid of the groundhog. So I was looking for, I was looking up different air rifles, and so I like stumbled onto these videos on YouTube of these these fucking people, man, that have these air rifles, and they hook these air rifles literally up to like compressors. They have compressor tanks so they don't ever run out of air, and they just sit out there, and these groundhogs like pop up out of the holes, and they just sit there all day long. So someplace out in Texas, just in the back of these pickup trucks with coolers and shit. They're just sitting there just drinking beer.
I didn't know rat sniping was a sport.
No, dude. I didn't even get to the rat. That was the
whole YouTube channels on that, yeah.
No, dude. That was the groundhog section, but there is a rat section. Now, so the same gun, or the same type of air rifle, was utilized in this barn episode that I saw, which is the one kind of what Epic's talking about, because rats like that hay, and rats like being in barns, and these old hicks go in this barn in Texas, man, and there's two of them, and they each got one of these air rifles, and they got like laser sights on them, and they got like scopes and flashlights and shit on the end of it. They're all tactical, They come in, they open the door, and they start shining the light around up on the ceiling and shit. And there is literally, it is lit. The whole ceiling is crawling with fucking rats, man. They're just going everywhere like this, And these two old boys are in there. Rats are just fucking dropping out of the ceiling. It's literally raining rats, man. This dude's, I guess, nothing to do out there at night. Nothing going on but the rent. Oh, man.
I got to turn everybody on to the best YouTube channel nobody's ever heard of. It's called The Mink Man. The Mink Man. And it's kind of defunct now, but the original like dozen videos or so are freaking fantastic. And it's about this guy. Minks are like these mean animals, generally speaking. They just bite you and do all this terrible stuff. I mean, they're supposedly untamable, but they end up being these tamed like things. Your cohorts there, they're like a trained dog, and they go in after these rats, right? And this guy takes them on these excursions to go kill rats. It's freaking awesome, man. He's got the rats working with the dog in tandem.
I got it right here. Do you guys in the chat room want to see this? Because I'll give you the titles of these. Here's one. Barnyard rats with an air gun. Rats, mountain clearance, the lady killers, pest detectives. Industrial rat shoot with air rifles. How to shoot 100 rats. Field sports, Britain. Roy's rat hunt. Budget night vision ratting.
There's guys who they're all trying to get the kill ratio in a night up. We're over 100 rats a night. Yeah.
I mean,
no, the Mink Man one, dude, is cool though, because it's actually like this,
Tehran's rat problem solved with sniper deployment. Oh, this is too much.
There's a job, huh? Sit out all night and snipe rats.
Dude, that was the Iraqis' job with wild dogs.
Do you guys in the chat room want me to hook one of these videos up? I can't tell, man, because I mean, I know there's ladies in there. It's probably not going to be pretty.
Put them up anyway.
All right. We'll do one.
The British dude who does the whole, it's like an SAS sniper guy. That's one of the best ones, man.
Well, what amazes me, dude,
I've
is
never explored this variety of video on YouTube. This is a new one to me. Rat sniping.
No, you'll watch it for hours. I'm telling you. Like once you get hooked on, it's like what? Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting.
The Rat Whisperer. Okay, so Field Sports Britain, Roy's Rat Hunt. Is that what you're saying? Let's go find Roy's Rat Hunt.
The guy who's the sniper in the barn with the air rifle is one of the best. He gets like 120 of them. You know.
Well, no, I mean I could get you the 100 rat one, but what the fuck is this guy doing? This guy's got a whole video of himself shooting stuff. I'm not into that, dude.
I'm telling you though, the one with the guy working with the mink and the terrier together or whatever, that is freaking awesome, man. They got the trained minks.
Hold on. We're gonna go to how to shoot 100 rats. Holy fuck. All right, you guys ready for shooting 100 rats? This is not gonna be pretty, man. Hold on a second. Let me just get this window. How to shoot 100 rats. I see the dude's got his facial covering, but it probably doesn't have anything to do with the current situation. Let me get some appropriate music. Let me get the appropriate music to get it going, okay? How's that sound? You guys good?
I don't hear no music.
No, of course not. I'm asking you, how does that sound?
No, I think there's weird tie-ins to this.
Let me get a little. Hold on a minute. Let me light.
I mean, like the only good song by Aldo Novo is probably a good one for the background. Down, down. You know.
Let me light my torch of freedom. Hang on a second. Before we get started, I want to be able to sit back with my torch of freedom, unencumbered and free. We're here on YouTube, where you can be free. So let's set the tone and get it started. You ready?
You can't play Run Like Hell because it'll kill us, right?
No, here we go.
That'd be a good one.
There we go. Let the bodies hit the floor.
So he said she just ordered some rat zappers.
Oh, good. Yeah, they work great, man. We should get the Rat Zapper to sponsor the show. Thanks for listening in the Microcosm. And say, hey, if you got any of those pesky rats, don't forget to visit our sponsor, the Rat Zapper. Zap your worries away with those pesky vermin. Look at that shit, man. We just cut an ad for Zapper. We're probably going to get banned off of here now. I didn't even read you guys what we got, the message that we got from YouTube, did I?
No, I don't think so. Oh, was that the one where they wouldn't tell you what you did wrong? They just kind of think you did something wrong?
No, they said it specifically what we did wrong. You guys want to hear it? You want to hear that kind of shit? Well, I guess you can't. So my iPad is dead. I didn't bring my charger out here. Yeah, where else are you going to see some... where else... You got to admit, though, that bodies hit the floor with that black and white footage. Those guys need to hire old Jimmy and make their videos, eh?
I think that was from the night vision that they were using in the chicken coop.
Yeah, but Bodies Hit the Floor wasn't the song on the video. I don't know what they were doing.
This album's this full TDR version.
He just
literally perfect.
He's just
Perfect.
scored himself another one.
It's so light, it's easy to carry around. It's not getting weighty. It's not tiring me out.
They like narrate the kill. Here he is. Oh man, that is rank as fuck, dude. I cannot stand this shit. That is nasty shit. Serious. That is some fucked up shit. Oh, I just accidentally closed the window to the YouTube studio.
That's okay. I lost my controller for the last 5 minutes. So.
No, I can just go back. I just accidentally closed it.
Yeah, so I mean the thing about rats. Okay, I'm going to tell you another rat story. So I had a friend, my best friend. I mean, family's like his whole family's like my brothers and sisters, right? Grew up in the woods there in Cuyamaca Forest State Park there, and so he bought a snake. We were both into reptiles, and he bought the snake, right? This is Burmese python before we knew how badass Burmese pythons were, and they invaded Florida, that kind of stuff. This is back in the early 80s, or late 70s, actually. And you'd buy feeder rats to feed this snake. And the snake it was like $300 to buy this snake back in the day, back in the 70s. And it was just this mean freaking snake, man. It was just mean, right? And it never tamed down. But it always get away and all that stuff. But it was a huge hassle. But the thing is, you buy feeder rats for like 50 cents a dollar, whatever back then. But they were sold out. And so back then, it was like $3, $4 for like a pet rat. It was like this caramel colored rat, kind of gray caramel rat that he picked up, and he had to feed the snake, right? So he goes and buys this rat for it to feed the snake, and what you have to do is you don't want to hurt the snake, so you have to knock out the rat first, or at least stun them before you throw them in, so they don't bite and take out an eye or something of the snake. You stun it and throw it in or knock it out, and it's good for the rat too. They don't know what's happening to them, right? So you usually it's just the pink-eyed white rats. But this is this caramel-colored, kind of gray-colored, pet rat. And so he picks it up to hit it with the shoe. That's what you have to do is hit it with the shoe. Like a rat, a mouse, just hit with your middle finger, you flick it and knock them out. But a rat, you have to hit with a shoe or something. So you're hanging it by the tail, you're looking at it, he's about to kill it. He looks over at me and says, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. You go ahead and do it. So I oh, man, okay. So I go ahead and I grab the rat by the tail, and I'm about to hit it with the shoe, and I look at it, and it's looking up with these like the animated cat eyes from the animated movie with the cat or something. I can't think of the name of the story from the ogre movie, right? But anyway, so it's like that, right? Puss in Boots, right? Like that kind of look, or like the Bugs Bunny look, with the animated eyes. I mean, it literally has that kind of look, like the "Don't kill me, please don't hurt me" kind of look. It's like I can't do it either, man. I can't do it. And so that rat, we ended up buying a cage for her, right? He bought it at his place and kept it at his place. And that thing would be on your shoulder, and you'd take it anywhere you wanted to go. It'd play around the house with you, it'd do all these cool things. It became like this huge, just like family pet, man. It was freaking awesome, you know. So the thing is, rats are smart, man, but you don't want them in your house.
I'm trying to remember. Hang on a second. I'm going to see if this is what I think it is. I hope it is.
And in the death, as the last few corpses lay rotting on the slimy thoroughfare, the shutters lifted an ancient temperance building high on Poacher's Hill, and red, mutant eyes gazed down on Hunger City. No more big wheels. Fleas the size of rats sucked on rats the size of cats, and 10,000 peopleoids split into small tribes, coveting the highest of the sterile skyscrapers like packs of dogs assaulting the glass fronts of Lovely Avenue, ripping and re-wrapping.
David Bowie, future legend, Diamond Dogs. Diamond Dogs. David Bowie, boy. What do you know about that? Diamond Dogs. I'll tell you what, man. Don't ever listen to that song Black Star or watch that video, man.
Why is that?
That freaks me out, dude. It actually does.
I'll tell you right now, that Black Star video is freaky. Will freak you the F out, man. There it is. Oh my God, man. It's right there. I swear to God, just as I said it, I scrolled and it's fucking right there.
Yeah,
it likes us. It thinks you're looking for it now.
I wonder if it's because I just played that last Bowie song.
Most likely.
And he's like, if you like the dark, nasty energy and future provided for you in the Diamond Dog collection, well, you'll really love the Black Star video.
This came out literally less than 40 days before he died, something like that. Less than 3 months for sure.
There's still lots of people that think that there's some space thing happening, and that's why everything's going on the way it is. And they're saying that there it is, just to prove it. I'm not kidding. It's out of context with the rest of the songs there. Janet Jackson, Red Rider. Look at it. It makes no sense, but there it is. Boom, as I said it. So let's just go ahead and take a look at some of the imagery found in the Black Star video.
Totally worth it, man. I mean, why that song instead of Ziggy and the Spiders from Mars or something?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to get away with it. So we'll see we'll see how we can go. Maybe we can try to get around it. Let me get around it a different way. Because I don't want to play that song, man. I mean, I'll play the video, but I don't want to play the music of that song.
I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
No, I'm just saying that there's some fucking evil shit going on there.
Probably has some hidden messages.
And if you guys haven't seen
it, do you want to listen to it? Do you guys want to listen to it? I mean, you can grab a snippet.
The first 15 seconds or 20 seconds maybe, yeah. But yeah, No, people, you really should. It's. I don't say you shouldn't listen.
Hang on.
You should listen to it. I mean,
Hold on.
It is really dark.
Hang on. Rio, do you want to get Black Star and see if you want to just run some of it backwards? I'll play.
Yeah, I could.
Okay, so it's called Black Star by Bowie. I'll play some of the video, and while I'm doing that, maybe you can get it. All right, so here we go. You ready? I hate this music, man. I gotta tell you. Here, I'm gonna get some other music to play because I don't want to get hassled by this.
You need a cleanser after it too.
I think I've heard Lazarus from that album. That was pretty creepy too, if I remember.
Now, wait till you guys see the imagery in this fucking video. I'm telling you right now. This is some fucked up shit. I'll even show you. You know what we'll do? Let's do this before I show you this. Let me show you this other song from back in the day. Just a fucking stupid song. Just a stupid band doing a stupid cover song. Hold on a second.
All right, I got it downloading.
All right. So this is just a stupid band doing a stupid cover song. But I want you to look at the imagery of this band right here. Sorry, this is taking too long. Here's the fucking commercial. Well, F-Bomb Central, my name is Jimmy. Welcome to the F-Bomb. Okay, look at.
I got the perfect cleanser for after.
All right, hold on. So she's coming out of the coffin. Coming out of the coffin. See her? All right. And you see she's opening her devilish wings and spawning these slaves from below her wretched wings. Look at this. It's hell.
Well, there was another image there. It's crude to talk about, but yeah, when they froze the image, absolutely, there's something there.
See this here? Look at this. She's got that disease. No acid.
Oh yeah, this has definitely got stuff in it.
No acid.
I haven't even turned it backwards yet. I can just hear it forward.
That's right. She's got.
So this is like the original Spice Girls. They just put them out there with this script to go play and sing, and do their dance routine. But the actual cinematographers who actually was controlling this, because this is Age of Video,
Exactly.
MTV.
Yeah, it's not like this group of girls was sitting back in the dressing room figuring out their next video. You see that? She came up out of that coffin. And now, look at her.
So this is the Black Star video we're watching, right?
No.
Oh, this is Venus.
Yeah. We're about to start watching Black Star. But I just want to...
this Venus video is a precursor to the whole teen thing with the vampire erotica, right? I mean,
the whole Buffy thing, right?
Yeah, well, Buffy and Twilight and all that stuff. More Twilight probably. Anything.
All right, here comes the Egyptian shit, man. I'm just saying, man, this is a stupid 3 minute and 36 second song. 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay, look at this. Ready? Here we go. It's so fun to be a vampire and dance your way back into the coffin before the sun comes up. Okay, here comes...
Well, I want to point out this is the 80s before Twilight and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all that stuff came out. This is a precursor to that.
Oh, yeah, man.
Right? Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just like, it's fucking random, though, but I mean, there it is. There's no, there's the devil there, there's the all these figures are all female too. They're not like, it's not like the devil character had a mustache drawn on it.
It's the seductress.
Right. Well, there's no, I mean, everybody just assumes the devil's a man. But anyway, check this out.
In the villa of our men, in the villa of our men, stands a solitary candle.
I can't listen to it, man. I'm sorry.
It's borderline evil, dude. It really is. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it's a 5-pointed frickin' black star here. Okay.
Yeah, but
with the black sun. I mean, not just the imagery. It's the also the fact he's mournful of his own passing because he knows it's coming. It's awful to listen to.
The
man.
music,
really is, in my opinion.
The music is the drum beats are off heartbeat, and it's something.
Right.
It's something that John Bonham used to do in Zeppelin. I can't play any Zeppelin, but it's an off heartbeat. Because your heart will beat based on the drum, the kick drum. And so when somebody plays an off heartbeat drum beat, bass beat, it throws your heartbeat off. And then
It's discordant, right? It's trying. It's that entrainment principle.
And then they're also using the devil's interval or trichords, tritones. Bong, gang, gong, like that. Here, I'll show you.
I have found something in the reversal.
Okay, hang on. Do you want to get to it right away?
No, dude, continue on. I want to let you know I have actually found some backward messaging in the reversal here.
No, I want to get to it, but I wanted to show the tritone. Hang on. But I want to
NBC.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that, but every time you hear that with the peacock, that is it. That's the devil's tritone.
Okay.
The peacock is the rainbow.
I was gonna say Black Sabbath too.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, yeah, the same song by Black Sabbath too. Dun, dun, dun.
This isn't it. I think it's Children of the Grave. Hold on.
I think that's the right album.
It's the right album, yeah.
Yeah, it might be Children of the Grave.
That ain't it. Maybe it is. Hold on. No.
No, that's not it.
No, but I like it though. That actually is a tritone.
Well, yeah, that is it too, but not in the form you're looking.
I'm thinking of dun dun. Here, I'll tell you what. I do know where I can find it. Hold on. OSI shutdown. This is the heaviest fucking tritone I've ever heard in my life. This is the heaviest. The drum and the tritone in this song, when it kicks in, is so heavy, man. This is as heavy as it fucking comes, man. Hang on. All right.
It's Black Sabbath.
Down your body. Shut down your kisses. Shut down your feelings. Shut down your dreaming mind. Shut down your anger. Shut down your precious time. Shut down your loser. Shut down your little mind. Shut down your letters. Shut down your phone calls. Shut down the free zone. Shut down your hormones wild. Shut down your anger. Shut down your precious time.
They got me for something.
Oh, well, the Black Sabbath song you're looking for is Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah, no wonder. Staring me right in the face. So
Well, I mean, the imagery we were playing is from the Black Star video, right? So the girl had a rat's tail. It's one of the things we were just talking about. She's got a rat's tail, and the vibratory images of the people in the convulsive kind of manner is reminiscent of Hellraiser, the movie Hellraiser. Yeah, and you know, and it's also reminiscent of Coppola's version of Dracula, where he can't, when he looks at life, it's in this skipped frame kind of blurred, not even blurred, a skipped frame perspective. And this is in the image of him with the not bandages, but I call them bandages over his eyes, which are fake eyes. It was the jewels replacing his eyes, is reminiscent of Pan's Labyrinth, right? The same kind of imagery there, where it's a blind god, right? So yeah, this is really dark shit, man. It really is.
Well, and you know, the other thing that relates to is don't forget that it's Black Star, so star spelled backwards is rats.
Nice, well done.
Well, I also think that those people that are going that convulsions, I think that's what happens to you when you get blasted by some fucking gamma rays or whatever the fuck it is that's coming in from the Black Star.
Well, you know the whole thing with Bowie, right? I never actually met Bowie, but I did years ago know who his niece was, and I've talked to her a bit, and she was very vocal about the fact that he was, you know, a legitimate sorcerer and into black magic and would do some really creepy things, and she didn't really want much to do with him because of that. So it was interesting. It was a very interesting take, but he was definitely like legit as a magician, as a black magician.
I'm sure he was, man. But I mean, you know, he was into a whole bunch of other shit too. I mean, he, you know, his personal, you know, what he put forward in front of everybody.
His explorations, if you will, yeah.
Yeah, his explorations.
Yeah.
Check this shit out. This ain't it.
It is. It's After the Rain.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, because I'm thinking of Freedom of Speech by Ice-T.
You gotta jump in like 20, 30 seconds. B C
What is this that stands before me?
What is this that stands before me as he's playing the tritone and invoking the devil?
It's a hex, dude.
Oh yeah, well this song has got backward stuff in it too. I've listened to this one a long time ago. Most of Black Sabbath and Ozzy does.
Which points at me. Turn around quick and start to run.
Fred Ward.
Remo Williams.
Fred Ward on drums, man. He's making it happen.
I think of Fred Ward from Tremors and Remo Williams, right?
Is it Bill Ward? I think it's Bill Ward.
Yeah,
it's Bill Ward.
Yeah. Fred Ward's the actor. But you know the thing about this is, I think of remember in school back in the day, you make a panorama or a diorama where you'd have you look through the hole and see the thing, there's a backlit through it. You kind of design it, and so it's encased in this box, right? This box, and you see this panorama that you design, and this is an acoustic equivalent to that. I mean, so the incantation of the three notes, the trichord, it's not trichord, that's the wrong term, but the idea that the tri notes is that it's conjuring an image in the mind, right? And it's a very like dark Halloween kind of typical imagery. It really is. Like I mean, not saying that Halloween's a bad thing. People like Halloween, but I mean, it's that kind of almost a Tim Burton version of the world, that conjures up, for lack of a better description. And no, music does create images in your mind. The sound does make images. Before there was light, there was sound, right? So I mean, this is the architecture behind the imagery we see.
Well,
and
it's all vibration, right? So
right, frequency, exactly. So yeah, I do think that people give him a lot of flack for the fact that the other kids from school beat up Ozzy Osbourne, that made Black Sabbath the guitar player and the bass player before he got his amp, and made the band. But and I kind of feel in a way sometimes Ozzy's a victim of this stuff. But no, that band had other designs behind what they were doing. They weren't just doing it for the sake of playing a guitar. There's something else there.
Oh yeah, there's so much magic involved in the music and the musicians and the music industry. There's that's what it's all about. That's why there's so much backward stuff in it too, because that's part of the magic. That's part of the spell casting and the dark side of the industry.
And Crowley's book, I mean, he said you should speak backwards. You'd be versed in speaking backwards, right? So, yeah. So his adherence of Crowley's work, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know why you picked that particular guy when you know more about his life. He's not really that kind of guy you want to follow, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, well, that's the funny part is at the end of his life when he was dying, he said, "Oops, I've made a mistake." Or was that Crowley or was that LaVey? One of the two of them did.
It's a mistake. All right, so listen, you know who Danzig is, right?
Yep.
My friend was going to play guitar for them, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing.
His aunt used to be a nurse in the hospital I worked at.
Well, it's a good thing your friend didn't play guitar for Danzig, because
like kind of Norway or something, right? But yeah, he was going to be the guitar player, but he was left-handed, so they were going to hit the bass player.
Well, it didn't go nowhere. It's just Danzig would kick your ass, man. And I'm going to show you right now the reason I'm playing this video, because we were just talking about Bill Ward playing drums and hitting those drums. Well, Danzig's drummer in this video, he's hitting these drums like his life depends on it, and I swear to God, he probably did, because Danzig would kill you, man.
He was known as a real nasty fellow.
Check this out. See Danzig going, fuck, stop it, cut, I can't even hear that snare. You better start hitting that snare, boy. I'm telling you, I'm gonna kick your ass.
She rides, let loose upon the wall. She is the night, and my loneliness embalmed. She's blood. Hey, sand runs down her back. She rides from the daylight in chair. She rides her.
You know, I never thought about it. Look at him. Check out his head action. That drummer.
Oh, just look at his eyes.
Check him out. Watch this. Watch this drummer, man. You better hit them drums, boy. I'm telling you. He had the full left swing with that arm. His whole body was in hitting that cymbal, that crash. Pop, 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 pop.
Well, isn't that why the Misfits originally broke up? Was because of the violence within the band?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think Danzig basically kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah,
that's the only Danzig song I've ever used in any of my shit. And when
it wasn't Danzig actually. My friend was going to play with. I tried to get the other one. It was a Scandinavian metal band that I can't remember their name. No, not Danzig. But but still, it reminded me of it specifically. Sorry to detract.
So that was the only song I ever used of Danzig in this video that I made. Literally, when I made the video, I thought I was scared Danzig was going to track me down and kick my ass for using his video without paying him any money.
He's probably the kind of guy that would too.
He is, dude. Either that or he just get I mean, look at some of these other videos he has. I mean, he was into the magic, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Epic.
Oh, yeah,
Epic.
he definitely was.
I didn't mean to cut you off there. Did you find some more shit, or were you listening?
No. I was trying to find the actual band. It wasn't Danzig. It's another band. I could call them up and ask. But yeah, no, Danzig is just, it sounded somewhere, reminded me of the band. But yeah, the thing is, like, we're talking about the way that the music has particular arrangement of notes, right? And yeah, that you're talking about him wanting to kick the drummer's ass. Yeah, if you don't hit the downbeat at the right point to make the enchantment work, he's going to be pissed. And these people are Satanists. I mean, in the particular case of this particular guy, I've read about him. I don't know if it's all true, so it's just alleged, and the band that my friend was going to play for, that they are like Satanists, man, for real, So there's quite a few bands who've come around and said that. But a lot of times they just mean it in a humanitarian sense. They mean like as a humanist, not humanitarian, like a humanist sense. Not necessarily like they really worship the devil, but, I mean, some of them are.
There are a bunch that do definitely worship the devil, though. I mean, there's the secular
Metallica was the
humanists,
first one that said they did. I mean, I remember, and well, not the first one. Motley Crue was the first one, right?
Discovery is
well, not AC/DC.
Yeah, AC/DC, yeah.
Hey, Satan, we've paid our dues. We play in a rock and roll band. I mean, what more do you need than that line? I'm on the highway to hell, right?
Mm-hmm. It ain't about.
And Rolling Stones marketed it, right? So I mean,
look at the album cover of Goat's Head Soup.
Don't start talking about AC/DC, because then I'll play "Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be," and then this whole video will get jammed.
Right. I got to find the band now. It was up 2 weeks ago. You were talking about it. That was the band I meant.
Well,
I can't think of the name.
Well, there's a song I'm looking at right here. I'm not bullshitting you, so I have to show you this. See, I got to put this up here on the screen. Hang on. You got to see this, because I'm not bullshitting you guys. I'm not bullshitting you. Hang on. Let me get rid of this thing. See you later, alligator. All right, now hang on. I'm going to show you this window, and you're not going to believe the title of this song, and I'm sure once you see it, you're probably gonna want me to go get it, to go play it, just to see. Okay, now, you see this video right in the middle, next to Lazarus there? This chick's eating a hot dog, corn dog or whatever. You see what it says?
Billy's dad?
Billy's dad is a fudge packer. That's the name of
What if I told you could go?
That's the name of the song.
Well, that was, what was it? There was another song that was out, and I think this was a response. It was Somebody's Mom, right? What was that song? You got commercial on it.
School's out for the day, and some of the gang is headed off to old Mr. Johnson's vacant lot to throw the ball around. Not today, fellas, Billy tells them. I've got a homework assignment. Good job, Billy. With career day coming up, Billy's head is spinning with possibilities. What kind of man will he become? Look, Billy, it's Sister. Billy sometimes wishes he had things as easy as her. All she has to worry about is being pretty and social and making a good wife someday. Come now, Billy. You know better than to compare yourself to a girl. Of course you'll have to work harder. This is the way things are, because this is the way things should be. Now, more than ever, Billy's determined to do a good job. Dad's home. Billy's dad is a fudge packer at the local candy factory. Father needs to relax after a long and draining day. Mother tries her best to help him loosen up. Dad likes to do his own teabagging.
It's too much, right?
Oh my God. That is just that is too much.
You know, and the funny thing is I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, they played these kind of things. You know, and I wonder how many, like, adult jokes we missed when we were 10, you know?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. You have to go back and think about it as an adult mind now and look at some of those things that were embedded in there. And you know, they were just left in there as jokes to get by the censorship board, right, at the time. You know, but yeah, there's no question. There's I'm sure there's things like that. It's not that they're necessarily bad or evil. It's just they were jokes on the, you know, the censors of the day, right? but
well, I mean, just look at, you know, even in Bugs Bunny cartoons, look how many adult jokes are, you know, tucked away in those.
Oh, for sure. Bugs Bunny's brilliant, man. Seriously. I mean,
I'll tell you what, man. Parts of this are definitely going to be ending up in our first show on whatchamacallit, on Aftermath. That
Aftermath, yeah, for sure. Well,
oh,
you know
yeah,
what?
because Clyde did that whole thing too, right?
What thing? Teabagging?
No, well, I don't know if Clyde didn't do any teabagging, but he did that whole thing on the gay agenda.
No, that was the Celtic Rebel. That was the Celtic Rebel who did that. Not Clyde Lewis.
Oh, okay.
No, but that's funny. You guys want to watch the rest of this? Oh,
yeah, let it fly.
We didn't get any trouble.
It's pretty funny.
We didn't get no trouble.
What's that? A knock at the back door. Yes, Father is always willing to accept visitors through his back door. But Mother has to remind him his work is done for the day. She'll take this one.
Butt pirate.
It's Betty Henderson, the grocer's wife. She's arrived with the finishing touches for dinner. She always knows just what Mother needs. Betty is very independent for a woman, but it's okay because her husband isn't at home. While he serves his country overseas, Betty is minding the store, delivering her goods to all the wives in the neighborhood. Nutritious things like eggs and avocados. Dinner's almost ready, and everyone helps out.
All the young girls love
Sister sets the
Alice.
table.
The melons,
Billy
the peach.
pours the milk. And while Mother checks the bird, Betty offers some helpful hints on using the turkey baster. Oh, be careful, Billy. You'll spill on yourself before dinner.
All the young girls love Alice. Tender young Alice, they'd say. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Totally.
Look at that loaf of bread.
I'm laughing. Sorry, I had to mute from laughing.
It's too much.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant, actually.
I know it's funny.
brilliant.
Yeah, it is good. That's some funny shit.
It's funny. I just saw a reference to the singing blue chickens in the Revolution radio chat.
Oh yeah. Well, did you dig out some reverseness on that black star?
I do have some reverseness.
All right. Well, let me get rid of old Billy here. Billy's got a fudge packer.
We need to save Billy for like a whole show. Like, so we can watch the whole thing.
Poor Billy, man.
Like that psychedelic that psychedelic thing that we watched when I was down south there. That weird 80s thing.
I know. I forgot what that was even called.
I actually saved it on my laptop so I could get it back.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. That was good, man.
Oh, that was priceless.
It was. Yeah. Well, fuck. It's getting to be like 2 a.m. here, and it's 5 a.m. where you are, eh?
Yes, it is.
Is it time for you to get up now?
It was time for me to get up about an hour ago.
So, 3-day weekend over here for me. I'm lucky, I guess, that way. But
well, I have that too, so that's why Friday night is not such a bad thing because I can do this. I'll take a nap, and around noon I'll get up and do my Saturday stuff, and then get my body back on schedule for Monday morning.
I'm not a good singer, obviously, but the thing about all the young girls love Alice. I mean that all the girls love Alice. I mean that is exactly what that part of that video we just watched is exactly that, 100%.
Well,
That
I'll
is
tell you
what that
what.
is.
I'll tell you what, man. You guys want to laugh your ass off? I don't know. We'll see what happens. See if we can get away with this. I'm not sure this is going to fly, honestly. We'll see, though. At the moment I get any kind of hassle, I'll have to dump it. But in the meantime, I'll try to get it and see if we can do it. It's one of the funniest. This is one of the funniest Dave Chappelle skits ever done, right here. And it kind of goes with the one we were just watching. So, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this here. I've never actually even played this on the air on any of the radio shows we've been doing. It's me and Rio, me and Epic. As long as this show's been on, I've never played this on the air, even though I wanted to, because it's funny. But if you played it on the air and you don't see the video, it wouldn't fly, and you'll find out why, in case you've never seen it. All right, here we go. Ready? I can't stand it.
We did bust that out on TFR once.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Man.
I do definitely remember that. We did a whole thing with Chappelle when we were talking about his disappearance and comeback when he was talking Illuminati and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We did play this.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna point something out to you guys and girls in chat everywhere around. I watched this show on Netflix. This Netflix comeback show, and he's wearing a jumpsuit. It's like a You know what I mean? Like it's one of these coverall kind of things. And if you watch him, there's times where he's shifting around with his hand inside the jumpsuit, and I swear, man, dude, it makes me think he has a colostomy bag, man. The dude probably disappeared because he had a surgery, and his comeback is hiding this kind of thing. So I'm not saying that's what it is for sure. You know, it's just conjecture, of course. But watch it. Watch when you watch that video. It's a good. By the way, the routine's fantastic, so it's definitely worth your watch. Watch it on Netflix, but it's good. But
well,
yeah,
you know,
watch it.
according to some people, when he disappeared and came back, they cloned him and sent the clone back.
Yeah, I did.
That's why he was all out of whack after that.
I did a show with John Brisson about the cloned Chappelle with Epic.
Right. We're talking about the robotic, the humanoids, robotoids, organic robotoids.
I think it was one at the time. I mean, for a long time, that thing got a lot of views, man.
Well, no, it did because that guy robotic.
Well,
excuse me, I'm sorry, organic robotoids.
No, we had
it's so authoritative. Dr. Peter Beater, right? Organic robotoids.
Yeah, no, this was the picture of Chappelle now and the picture of Chappelle before, and Chappelle now is all buff and he's got this big.
Oh, right. No, you're right. This is when we were talking about him going up to the Illuminati party with at the mansion on the hill, where the UFO mansion, where they got the 30-foot billboard of the supermodel chick. This is her birthday, from the Russian oligarch. Yeah. What the heck's her name? The big forehead, Tyra Banks, right? Tyra Banks.
Yeah, Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks.
It's funny how I remembered her by saying the big forehead girl. Just point that out.
Mm-hmm. So Rio and I did a show on Chappelle, but it was different. It was a whole different thing. I think we bust off into some cloning shit though. Some of those. I used to have a whole bunch of good ones, but I don't have them anymore.
Yeah, it was Chappelle, and it was that there was that white guy rapper that came out and said he was a clone too.
Yeah.
That was like his whole shtick, that he wasn't real, he was a clone, and he was telling everybody that he was a clone.
Yeah.
I forget who the guy was. I forget his name, but.
Oh, let me see if my Skype's open on this other computer. No, I gotta sign in. All right, you guys, man. I think I've had enough. I gotta go. It's been a long time. Been a long, lonely time. I've been up.
How about Smatro music? We gotta get Smatro music, man.
I will, but I've been up since 4 a.m. this morning, and I never got to sleep because as I was falling asleep before, I told you that the rod fell down in the bathroom, knocked glass off onto the floor, and I thought it was somebody in my family had fallen down somewhere, and so I couldn't go back to sleep after that.
Yeah, the middle of the night crashes they really ruined the whole situation.
Well, it ruins it because recently, within the last year, in this house while I was asleep, somebody tripped over a board and fell flat on their fucking face, man. In the middle of the night, it was just all of a sudden, and it was just like all of a sudden it was a crisis, man. It's the kind of shit like when you're in a war zone and shit happens. You're just sleeping, trying to sleep, and then all of a sudden shit's always happening. And you never know. You just boom, you just wakes up and you're fucking, shit's happening. That's what it was like. And so that's what happened today, because I, remembered what happened just a while back. Someone tripped and fell, hurt themselves. So, yeah, scary shit, man. That's what it's
like. So we got to tell everybody in the YouTube that we have a website that will be forthcoming in the very near future.
Yeah, there'll be more there tomorrow, but I mean, all I could do the other day before I had to do my thing was get the first page up there, get it registered and everything. So intothemicrocosm.com is going to be over there. Time to get small over there. Rio will have a page, Epic will have a page, I'll have a page, obviously. We'll get it on. and it's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna be killer, man. I'm sure.
And I will take all your hidden message requests through the web page.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
there
I
you
should
go.
put up a whole little section of all the stuff I've got.
There you go. We'll throw down with what you got on the Black Star.
Oh yeah. That's you'll hear him say it's nasty, and then a little stuff I couldn't make out, and then there's a line where it says he'll come like a thief in the night, which of course is a reference to Christ's return at the rapture. So I'm not sure what surrounds that, but those two lines are definitely pretty clear. Let me turn the sound on.
It sounds like a good thing for the website, man. It does. It does. Yeah. I definitely have some things I can add.
What if I told you back?
All right, here we go.
How many people lie?
There's the thief in the night.
How many times does an angel
You hear something about the innocent and it's nasty. Something is on his lips.
Spirit rose a meter and stepped blood in his lips.
The blood is on your lips? Oh, that's interesting. Do I need to keep going, or is that enough?
It's enough. I'm already off in my own world.
So the thing about that particular song we're just listening to in the off-tempo beat of it is that that's a code to look for things in the off-tempo. So I bet you if we go back and look at the specific things on that particular beat in the interval and eliminate everything else, there's a message there. I bet you there is.
Yeah,
Because
a lot of times what I do with these songs too, especially for a lot of older things, because the copyright rules aren't quite as stringent, is you can actually download just the vocal track, the actual studio vocal track, not like somebody kind of edited the other sound out in a sound editing program, like just the actual vocal track. And when you play those backwards, a lot of times it's much, much clearer what's being said. But also I've found, in some cases, it's the sound of the drum hits and some of the other stuff that actually helps complete the words. It actually sounds worse without them. But the beat is always something that's like very integral to the whole thing.
No, they're the consonants, right? The hard consonants.
Right,
That's
exactly
what they are. Yeah.
The symbol hit backwards
yeah.
is sh, so that could be a sound in a word, or the kick off a lot of times will come back as a D or a P. It'll be like right on that beat.
Yeah. I mean, no, there's a lot to this. Like there's a reason that times in 7/8 time, right? For Pink Floyd, for example, it's not because it's some kind of backward messaging. It's just because that's part of the song, right? That's why it's called that. But there's other things where they have the intervals in a particular specific time, where it's the offbeat and the interval that make the message backmasking work, which is what you're implying, I think. Which is right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's absolutely right.
All right, man. It's time for us to go.
This, by the way, has backward message in it too.
I'm sure it does. That's why I'm playing it. All right. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, we could book
An
it.
iron butterfly's wings.
Are you going to call Jer Bear Show?
No, I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to go to the supermarket and do some laundry.
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to sleep. Oh, man. What a drag. Hang on. I'm going to go to gonna go to sleep and listen to some backward David Bowie shit and hear if I can hear anything.
I've done stuff from Ziggy Stardust. There's plenty of backward. I mean, he's been doing it for 50 years.
Yeah, he's the master of disaster. Okay, man.
Thanks for hanging with us, everybody. And remember, Monarch's wings are there for a reason.
Oh, won't you come with me and take my hand? Oh, won't you come with me and walk this line? Please take my In a Colorado Vita, honey, don't you know that I'm loving you? In a Colorado Vita, baby, don't you know that I'll always be true? Oh, won't you come with me and take my hand? Oh, won't you come with me and walk this line?
What we're gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time. When the only people that existed were troglodytes. Cavemen. Cave women. Neanderthal. Troglodytes. Let's take the average caveman at home, listening to his stereo. Sometimes he'd get up, try to do his thing. He'd begin to move, something like this. Dance. Dance. When he got tired of dancing alone, he'd look in the mirror, he'd say, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman. He'd go down to the lake where all the girls would be swimming or washing clothes or something. He'd look around and just reach in and grab one. Come here. Come here. He'd grab her by the hair. You can't do that today, fellas, because it might come off. You'd have a piece of hair in your hand, she'd be swimming away from you. This one woman just laid there, wet and frightened. He said, move. Move. She got up. She was a big woman. Big woman. Her name was Bertha. Bertha Butt. It's one of the Butt sisters. He didn't care. He looked up, he said, suck it to me, 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 suck it to me. She looked down on him. She was ready to crush him, but she began to like him. She said, I'll suck it to you, Daddy. He said, what? She said, I'll suck it to you, Daddy. You know what he said? He started it all way back there. I ain't gonna lie to you. When she said, I'll suck it to you, Daddy, he said,